Ladies and gentlemen, welcome tonight to another edition of NASCAR 21 Ignition Custom Schedule Season on the channel. This is going to be a crown jewel event on the tap for your Monday night. We are at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600. This day will start in the daytime. It will end in the nighttime. We get to see those day-to-night transitions with NASCAR 21 Ignition on full display. This race in the Southern 500, the two races I guess Las Vegas too, now that they changed the time back for that for the fall race, but those are the three races that really do start in the daytime and end in the night. So that'll be cool to see how that displays today, at least if we can get to the nighttime. It is going to be tough. Obviously, we struggled to get to the end of a lot of these races on NASCAR 21 Ignition. Hopefully, we can get through this one tonight. Now, we have been on a little bit of a good streak here where we have gotten to the end of 5 of the last 6 races of the custom schedule season, so I do have high hopes that we can hopefully get to the end of this one. Unfortunately, though, the last track, or the only track in that 6-race stretch, that we did not make it to the end of was Kansas. That was a 1.5-mile racetrack with the 550 package. That is the only 1.5-mile racetrack with the 550 package we've been at so far this season. And I will say that Charlotte is more narrow than Kansas as well, so that probably does not add into it. And it's an extra 200 miles. That was a 400-mile race. This is a 600-mile race, the longest race by far of the season. But we're going to see how this is going to work out. We got a couple new paint schemes coming in for Christopher Bell that we will be using over the next handful of races this season. This one, personally, one of my favorite paint schemes in NASCAR. Personally, again, you guys voted for me to run as Christopher Bell for this custom schedule season on NASCAR 21 Ignition way back when we went to run the Daytona 500 at its release day. So, without further ado, let's hop into this race. Alex Hayden will take things away when we get off the black screen. In the meantime, like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We do full race live commentary, live streams for real races, for races on video games, both past and present, and much, much more NASCAR content on the daily. Welcome everybody into the chat already. Mikey Boy, Tyler Burbeck, thanks for being the first couple in there. Definitely hit that like button. 6 people watching since the beginning of the stream so far. 0 likes, so we definitely got to get that going. But yes, I love this Irwin Tools paint scheme. I loved it when Kurt Busch drove it in the 97 car for Roush back in the day too. This is one of my underratedly favorite paint schemes. So I'm glad we get to run it for this custom schedule season.
Welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway for one of the most prestigious races of the season, the Coca-Cola 600 here in North Carolina, the heart of NASCAR country. I'm Alex Hayden, bringing you all the action from today's race. This crown jewel event is a true test of man and machine, and the one that every Cup Series driver wants to win.
Oh, it actually looks like Kurt Busch.
Let's head trackside where the drivers and teams are making their final preparations. Who's going to get it done today in the Coca-Cola 600?
Who will get it done? Indeed, we come into this race with 10 different winners. Still 10 races to go until the playoffs, heading into the Coke 600, the 17th race of the season tonight. Cap24, welcome into the stream as well. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for tonight's Coca-Cola 600 on the channel. Eric Jones and Tyler Reddick, a young front row. Eric Jones on the pole. Reddick to the outside of the front row. Reddick does have 1 win this season early on in the year, so he is locked into the playoffs as of right now. A couple of drivers in row 2 already have wins locked up as well. Martin Truex Jr. and William Byron 1 apiece. Rookie Chase Briscoe and Joey Logano will be in row 3. Both searching for their first win of the custom schedule season. Actually, no, hang on. Joey Logano does have a win, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look back through this. That was pretty bad on me. Yes, Joey Logano, never mind. He does have a win this season. I thought he did. But Chase Briscoe, he is the only driver that qualified in the top 6 who does not have a win, excluding the pole sitter of Eric Jones. Cole Custer and Daniel Suarez will be in row number 4. Both winless on the season. Cole Custer, 1 career win. Daniel Suarez looking for his first career win. Then back in row 5, Kyle Busch and Ross Chastain. Busch with 1 win on the season himself. looking for a second tonight. And he's got a couple Coca-Cola 600 wins to his credit so far in his career, looking for another one. All right, we're going to be starting from the rear in this one. I will adjust my setup to stable. Whoop, 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 whoop. I had it on loose for qualifying. It didn't work out very well, and let's just say that the car was a little too loose, and so we got to put it to stable. We qualified last because of it. So, all right, let's get into this. We are going to take it super, super patient tonight. Try to get all 600 miles in. You guys know the drill, though. If we don't make it to halfway, we'll do some NASCAR quickies. But if we do make it past halfway, we will not. It's going to be a long night. Buckle up tight. Green flag is in the air. We're underway at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in the 60-second running of the Coca-Cola 600.
Clear.
Almost forgot to shift from third to fourth gear there for a second. Well, drops a couple car lengths behind the back of the field. We saw a couple big wrecks in the early going of the last and only other mile and a half track that we ran on this year at Kansas a few weeks back. Got to kind of check up in turns 3 and 4 because the car likes to get snappy loose off the exit of turn 4. It doesn't get as loose on the high side as well compared to the bottom, so you're going to be seeing Bell run the top more often than not in turns 3 and 4. But when he's got no traffic right in front of him, 1 and 2, it's full throttle. Brendan, welcome to the stream as well. Yeah, I've heard Saudi Arabia is one of the toughest tracks in Formula One. Can't tell who led that opening lap of the race, but look at the pack of traffic. They are 2 by 2, pretty much all the way through the field. You can see way up ahead, they're side by side for the lead. A couple scragglers at the back of the pack right now. Obviously, Bell being really patient. He's closing in quickly on Noah Gragson and Timmy Hill. And now it looks like they're nearly 3 wide towards the back. Bell going to look to the outside to make the pass on Timmy Hill now.
Stay right. All clear.
Want to get under another car off the exit of turn 4 where he could get loose. Everybody is driving down into the AstroTurf.
All right.
Off the exit of turn 4, right where the front stretch chicane would be on the Charlotte Roval. Bell down to the bottom. Clears both Timmy Hill and Noah Gragson off the exit of turn 2. Southern Farms, welcome to the stream as well. Can't believe we're doing a full race at Charlotte. Hey, I've done it before on the channel. The only problem is this game, we know its issues, so we'll see. Wow, the 62 car got really tight. In line behind the 20 of Christopher Bell. Almost got into the back of him that time. At least these 3 cars are far enough at the back of the field. And if something were to happen up ahead, hopefully they can miss it. They'll have to make a big wreck avoidance. And missed the big one at the Daytona Oval race 2 races ago, yesterday afternoon. Longest race ever in the channel's history, in fact, was the Coke 600 back on NASCAR Heat 4, 3 hours and 46 minutes. We'll see what this one will be. We started the race at 6:40 Eastern Standard Time. I got the stopwatch on for this race as well to see if we end up setting a record. That's if we make it again to the end of the race. But knowing this game, we may not. He's taking it very, very patient here early on. He knows he has to lift in 3 and 4. He can't go full throttle. And then the race car's just not there for it. It's going to be tough to make passes, though, especially off the exit of turn 4 and on the front stretch. Turns 1 and 2 will be the passing lane for the most part today for Bell. Lift even in turn 1 and 2 there. Kind of chopped the corner off a little too deep. Those cars are swaying back and forth quite a bit. With them being double wide for the first entirety of the 7 laps in this race, it is going to be very interesting to see how this is going to work. Christopher Bell is closing in quite a bit. You can see the AstroTurf kicking up onto the screen now that we get closer to the back of this pack. I'm just surprised they're not losing control when they run through there. Doesn't really seem to be slowing them down a whole lot either. Bell's in the wall! Bell got really tight when he got in line behind the traffic, and he's already in the wall early on, and I believe he's got a right front tire down, and he does. In the wall again. So just like that, Christopher Bell has a right front tire down in the early going of the race. Didn't mean to come to a complete stop there. I wanted to make sure that we didn't repair any damage. He didn't hit the wall that hard, but the side skirts on the side of these Gen 6 cars, it doesn't take much to blow a tire. You can see that there, again, really isn't that much damage on the side of the 20 car. A couple crinkles up where the right front is, but that tire went down instantly. It's crazy how tight the car got as soon as Bell got behind all that double wide traffic. Nothing but dirty air. And luckily there were no cars really in the vicinity behind him that he didn't get ran over. But having to make an unscheduled stop at lap 8, not ideal. We don't know if we're going to see any cautions in this race today with this game. Now the bright side is that with the 550 tracks on this game, from what we've noticed with Pocono, with the super speedways, with Kansas, that they pit early. I keep forgetting to shift for some reason. So they pit early, about halfway through a run. So we're expecting these guys to pit around lap 30 to 35. Bell's going to have to get up to speed here pretty quick. Down the back straightaway. He's lost one lap. Hopefully he will not lose another. He should be only one lap down if I'm not mistaken. But at least he's got a lot of clean air in front of him. He's got a little bit fresher tires. Again, not that much damage on the race car. Definitely could have been a lot worse. Yeah, well, I mean, you said on NASCAR Inside Live, too. I mean, yeah, that's a much older game. The track's going to change quite a bit from what Charlotte was 10 years ago compared to what it is now. There's a little bit more wear. The outside's probably not as relevant as you would think it would be, but it's still somewhat there. Well, it kind of shocks me that they do actually have, like, PJ1 at Charlotte over the last couple of years. I can tell Bell's pulling the back of the pack right now. Again, he's behind early, but the pit strategy is going to be very, very strange. He actually went full throttle through 3 and 4 that time, tried to test it. Hit your marks absolutely perfectly, though, to be able to do it. Sharper angled corner. The most narrow mile-and-a-half track on the schedule until Atlanta gets its reconfiguration. That will be the same width from the apron of the racetrack all the way to the wall. Yeah, that wasn't a hard hit. Again, into the wall. Oh, man, Bell had to get on the brakes there off the exit of turn 4. Definitely couldn't hold it full throttle that time. The good news is we were only on lap 8 of 400, so that is a long way to go here for Christopher Bell. Ideally, if this race plays green, that's going to be the best thing for him. For whatever reason with the cautions in this game, it seems to throw us a lap down whether we pit or not. So, like, even if we stay out, we lose a lap. If we pit, we lose a lap. So it's a bad game glitch here. In a 600-mile race, you probably think that there's going to be at least one caution, so we really, really have to hope that there isn't the yellow. We're already 1 lap down as it is. Now, the good thing is, Bell is the first driver 1 lap down, so you would technically think he'd get the free pass. So if we lost another lap, we'll probably still be 1 lap down. It sucks that that has to be the case, but it's just the way the game is right now. Still no patch for the PS4. Kind of a lot of throttle in the middle of the corner, just trying to burp it, not get all the way out. Didn't quite work. Still had to burp a little bit off the exit of the corner as well. I mean, I could put the damage down a little bit too. I have it on complex for every race. could have it on realistic, and like I could literally just tap another car and blow a tire. But with doing the full races, I didn't want that to happen, so have it on complex. Side by side here, Timmy Hill, Noah Gregson, Bell to the inside. Oh my goodness, Timmy Hill is just running Bell down on the racetrack. They take that line, they want to cut it all the way into the grass, or I guess the AstroTurf. Oh my goodness. Oh, got into the side of Timmy Hill again now.
One right. Still next to you. Clear all around.
Yeah, only 8-lap fresh tires does make a difference here at Charlotte. So the car seemingly all right. Definitely a dangerous situation. Timmy Hill just pinched him off. But yeah, the cars want to go down to the grass there, so you almost have to like get to the outside of them off the exit of 4 because they're just going to try to run you there. Like I was pushing against Timmy Hill and he was still coming down. Like if I would have just let him like come down, he would have just forced me into there. And I don't think I can drive through the AstroTurf as cleanly as they can without spinning the car, so don't want to test it out either. Kyle Larson leads the race. He won this race in real life in 2021. He is the only Hendrick driver, well, I guess him and Bowman still winless on this season. Larson is in on points as of right now. There are a lot of strong drivers who have not won a race yet this season that would have won in real life this year, especially the regular season, like Kyle Larson, Alex Bowman, Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski still without a win this season as well, and Kurt Busch, former champion. I mean, those 5 drivers don't have a win. We only have 6 spots left for the playoffs. You've seen how fast Ross Chastain's been at times this season. Kevin Harvick doesn't have a win yet this year, now that I'm thinking about it. Man, this car is just so tight. It's too loose when you put it on, like, the really, really loose setup, but the tires wear on these 550 tracks, which notice for Kansas on the custom schedule season, and then on the career mode at Las Vegas that I recorded, and Homestead for that matter. You guys saw Homestead already, but you've not seen Vegas yet. But it just gets like tighter and tighter and tighter, so you just gotta lift more and more on the 550 tracks. Trisha Times, welcome to the stream. Soft, welcome to the stream as well. How do you do the custom schedule? So essentially I do the points myself. It's pretty easy. It's only 1 point per position. Well, it's 40 points for the win, 35 per second, and then 1 point per second on back. So 34 for third, 33rd for fourth, all the way back to 1 point for 36 and 40. It's pretty easy to do the points. There's no stages, so it makes it even easier, honestly, for me to keep track. So I don't have to pause the game at all in the middle. And we just literally set the schedule up. It's in the community tab. You'll have to go back a little while because it's before we started the season when I released the schedule before this game even released to the public. But before I had even gotten the game, that this is what I was planning on doing. Because there's no actual season mode or custom schedule season option in NASCAR 21 Ignition. So yeah, just doing the points myself. We're running, tracks on a weekly basis. And when we get closer to the end of the regular season and into the playoffs, like we did with the career mode on NASCAR Heat 5, with the championship mode on NASCAR Heat 5 and other games, NASCAR Chase of the Cup 05, closer we got to the end of the regular season, I had the points up coming into the race. So we'll start to throw that on the screen as we get later and later into the season as the playoffs start to take form. But right now, not showing it on the screen. Everyone's favorite track is New Hampshire, Homestead, or Charlotte. I'm a fan of Michigan because of it being local, but Bristol is my all-time favorite racetrack. Love me some Bristol. Glad I've gotten to go there twice. I'll be back there again next year for at least the dirt race, which isn't the same. I prefer concrete Bristol, but still, an awesome time. We have a couple drivers in the pit lane that last time by. I would be shocked if they are pitting right now at lap 25. Bristol's my all-time favorite. I've always liked the short tracks the most. We got another car pulling onto the... Oh, we got a wreck on pit road. Somebody gets drilled in the right side of the race car. We got a stack up here on the front stretch as well. The Bell is closing in quickly. Passing a couple race cars. Has to be careful in the dirty air so he doesn't just push tight all the way near the wall again. Well, he did push tight that time, and he got in the back of Stenhouse.
All clear. Stay left.
Look to go to the outside in turns 3 and 4.
Got one left. Clear all around.
So we are in the middle of green flag pit stops. Oh, and somebody's turned up turn 4. Cody Ware goes around. Another car into the inside retaining wall at the front of the pit road entrance. Cody Ware got turned by somebody in the middle of the pack. Bell checked up in time, but he did get contact from behind from Quinn Howe. But that could have been a lot worse than just a single car spin there. And Bell's going to check up further behind this pack because we've been seeing a lot of spins here the last couple laps. No cautions to show for us so far. Bell's checking up again in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Oh, a lot of cars coming into the pits. Oh my goodness, how did Bell squeeze through Kurt Busch and the cars that were pitting 2 by 2 in front of him? He was not expecting the entire pack to pit that time, but they did. Oh my goodness. Talk about taking your breath away. Cars getting up to speed. Again, Bell had fresher tires, had to pit on lap 8 because of blowing a right front earlier. So he's going to have a lot of cars zooming by him on fresher tires again. But he will cycle through. He may be 2 laps down. I thought he was 1 lap down, but I believe now that I think about it, well, no, that would make sense because we lost time blowing the tire in turn 2 and had to coast it back to the pit. So we should be back on the lead lap now. Well, the Coke 600 is always a race of survival. Sometimes it is equipment tested. Other years, like say 2005, sometimes you just have to avoid a wreckfest of a race. And either way, this race has always been known for its war with attrition. The driver, the car, the teams alike. In this race, starting in the daytime, ending in the night, it's always typically a 3.5 to 4 hour race. We're only on lap 30 here. Bell just trying to stay out of trouble. He knows that there's going to be cars coming in hot from behind. He's got 2x2 traffic behind him, in fact, right now. So just going to have to be very, very patient here. And make sure that everybody that is behind him now is just going to be able to get around him cleanly. His marks on the bottom of the track. There goes the 53 car. Joe Gase to the outside. William Byron, Denny Hamlin still behind him. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. pulling up close as well. Single file line for the moment. Christopher Bell going to go to the outside in 3 and 4. He's going to let these cars underneath him. They're blowing by. But again, Bell is going to be smart. His next stop should be right around when everybody else ends up having to pit again. So the plan from here on out is to pit about every 50 laps. He can take it a little further than lap 50 because he pitted lap 8 for that blown right front. That will be the plan today. Christopher Bell will be pitting every 5 laps after the 50 lap stretch is going to be about the plan today. We'll probably take it to lap 60 this run, and then we'll just pit at lap, 110 the next time, 160 after that. Probably going to be the idea here for Bell. But that will get him back into this race, knowing the AI, again, on the 550 tracks, whether it's super speedway or intermediate, they always pit for whatever reason halfway through the run. You just got to survive when they're coming up behind you a lot faster because they don't check up in this game if you are slow, so you could get turned. It will be a risk in a race that is a battle of attrition of itself. Bell has kept the car clean so far. He's missed a spin and a potential wreck already. The car's just entering into the pit lane so much faster in front of him 2x2 as well. Yeah, my favorite driver is Ryan Blaney up on the flag behind me. Do I know Casey Roderick? No, I do not. I do not know who that I mean, the car is tight, but it's for halfway through the run, it could be tighter. I've had tighter. Like Dover was really bad. That was the 750
3
train.
wide, 2 down there.
That was just a tight setup we had. The stability helped.
Got 1 left.
Be able to run the
Clear,
750
clear.
tracks and actually get to the end of the full race. Ryan Blaney, BJ McLeod, Anthony Alfredo, blow by Bell. Again, Bell is on the lead lap right now, back in the 23rd position at lap 35. Everybody has made one pit stop in the race so far. Interesting games. Welcome to the stream. Got to be on high alert in this race today. Really just going to have to pay close attention. We got a couple cars. We got a lot of cars that are in the pit lane, seemingly out of the race. Again, we saw a big crash coming into the pit lane when the green flag pit stops first started. The caution never waved. Martin Truex Jr., I believe, who scored last, was the car that got T-boned and ended up on just his left side tires. On that pit road entry, as cars were trying to come in, as 2 cars were parked sideways. Then you see 2 more cars that are on the outside of the actual pit wall that are just kind of sitting there right now. I believe it's only 2 drivers. Kyle Larson's back in the 26th position. He was 27, so he is still on the track, trying to gain some positions. He was the leader when the pit stop started, so he might have been involved in a spin or a wreck of some sort. I believe one of the 2 cars that is down on the apron of the, or not the apron, but again, parked next to the pit wall on the outside of the actual pit wall itself is Cody Ware. We saw him go for a spin off the exit of turn 4. Not sure, again, if he had gotten some help or the car just slipped out from underneath him. Another pack of drivers on those fresher tires, led by Kyle Busch, then Ty Dillon and Larson, who we were just talking about, all in the mix. Bell going to stay to the outside in turns 1 and 2. Going to let everybody go underneath him. First it's going to be Busch. Now Ty Dillon to the inside. Larson, Almirola right behind them. They're actually side by side behind the 2 cars that are side by side in front of them.
Got 1 left. Got 1 left.
So washes up the track a little bit, but he's going to let everybody go. Michael McDowell leads the Coca-Cola 600 right now, with Tyler Reddick hot on his heels. McDowell didn't even qualify in the top 10, but obviously the issue with Larson, maybe some other drivers at the front of the field that helped McDowell out. Corey LaJoie, the last car in the lead lap, and he is closing in on Christopher Bell. The race leader is also closing in as a battle for the lead between Reddick and McDowell right now. Lap 41 of the Coca-Cola 600, 75 degrees, clear, partly cloudy skies. For the evening time of this race, leading again into the night later on. Joyce should get around Bell this time in turns 3 and 4. Bell's going to go up the track and let him underneath.
Got 1 left.
Dal and Reddick are only about a second off of where Bell's at right now. Now Christopher Bell is the last car on the lead lap. He's probably going to lose his lap before we end up having our next set of pit stops. The leaders are coming. Oh, man, Bell into the wall pretty significantly. Off the exit of turn 2, he's going to swing to the high side.
Got 1 left.
Leaders going underneath him. McDowell holds off Reddick. Custer's a lap down. Bowman, who's still winless this season as well, in 3rd. Harvick, Briscoe. So the only driver in the top 5 that has a win so far this year is Tyler Reddick in 2nd as he goes for the lead in turns 1 and 2, but gets blocked again by the 34 of McDowell.
Stay right.
Oh, man, Bubba Wallace really going up the track, side drafting the 20 of Bell that time. back to 29th. I think Custer was actually a pass for position on Bell. Bell no longer the first driver, one lap down, but he's made up quite a bit of time so far. We got really tight up the track that time. Turns 1 and 2. The awesome 48 fan Hunter, welcome to the stream. This thing is, first it was kind of tight on exit as the tires are wearing out. Now it's tight all the way around. We're having to kind of ride the brakes getting into the corner a little bit. Right there just to get the car to turn, and then hopefully we don't get back in the gas too soon. That's how Bell got the wall at the exit of turn 2 that one time. Once he gets back on even strategy with everybody else, I think he'll be all right. Handful of drivers out of the race. I mean, who's to say we're going to get more crashes coming into the pit lane the next time around here, which, again, pit stop should start in the next 5 to 10 laps. Bell's planning on pitting right around lap 55. It's going to be the plan. I thought about taking it to 60, but we'll just take it to 55 and not risk running out of fuel. Again, there's no telemetry, so it's hard to tell, you know, when to exactly pit. Favorite driver or scheme? Yeah, again, my favorite driver is Ryan Blaney. Man, my favorite scheme, it's tough to tell. There's a lot of, like, you know, personal favorites that I just think look good. Or, you know, looked good if they were classic schemes, but Bell hanging on in front of Logano right now in the front stretch. My favorite Blaney scheme is probably his advanced auto parts scheme. Honestly, specifically the Midnight Advanced Auto Parts scheme is probably my favorite of his. I really liked when he ran his throwback scheme to his dad. It was a Duracell paint scheme, but it was a throwback to his Jasper 77 car, which I always kind of liked for whatever reason. The fact that I'm a Blaney fan, you know, that goes hand in hand too.
Still there.
Those are my favorite of his. But a lot of blue and yellow cars are my personal. Like this one right here, this Urban Tools paint scheme, one of my favorite paint schemes in NASCAR currently. I mentioned at the start of the stream, I loved when Kurt Busch had this car, when he drove the 97 for Roush back in the day as well. Really, really love the Irwin paint schemes. The Best Buy paint schemes that Matt Kenseth had, I always really liked, or even Jeff Green for that matter. The blue, the AOL Steve Park / Johnny Sauter 30 car for Richard Childress Racing, I always loved that car as well. So a lot of blue and yellow cars, blue and gold cars are usually my favorites. I see a blue and gold car on the track, instantly fall in love with it. Even like that Cheerios paint scheme, the 43 Cheerios scheme that Bobby Labonte drove there for a few years, John Andretti. Yeah, those were some personal favorites too. It wasn't the same like shade of blue, so I wouldn't put that, you know, up there with like the Best Buy or their Tools paint scheme. But yeah, I've always liked Michael Waltrip's Napa cars, and even Chase Elliott particular Napa cars. I like Waltrip's Napa car better. It's pretty simplistic. That even when Martin Truex Jr. had it when he raced for MWR, but yeah, those were really fun, really basic but good too. I mean, they're basic, but it's just like the pop of it, I love. But there's a lot of like just, like a lot of the diecast, the old school diecast that I've been getting here recently. There's another wreck on pit road. That might be Truex is still parked sideways in his pit box. It's hard to tell for sure. But I mean, there's a lot of like non-blue and gold cars I absolutely love, which I've showed off on the streams before. Whenever I get a new diecast, any race I go to, I make sure I show you guys the first stream back. So I've done that with the first 5 classic diecasts I've got, and I'll continue to do that. So when I go to Daytona in February, then Auto Club the week after in February, that's going to be fun showing off the new diecast. One of my favorite parts about the pre-race, just going to look at all the old merchandise. Yeah, Jamie McMurray as well. He also drove the Irwin Tools 26 bar paint scheme. Yeah, I forgot about Jamie Mack driving that car for a little while. Favorite Jimmy Johnson scheme? I actually have that diecast. Early 2000s, specifically the one I got is 2003. He might have ran that again in 04. I think he drove it more than just one race. But anyway, 2003 is the diecast I have. It's the Pride of America paint scheme that he won in the Coca-Cola 600. Red, white, blue, got the stars all over it. That's my favorite Jimmy Johnson scheme of all time. And I do actually have that diecast. So that was actually one of the first diecasts I bought at Bristol when I started my classic diecast collection a couple months ago. I only got 5 of like the 124 scale, like classic diecast.
Clear.
Classic meaning Gen 4. My childhood of NASCAR stuff. So.
Stay with it. Keep moving forward.
So Christopher Bell up to 8th as green flag pit stops continue to move on once again. We are at lap 55. Crew chief hasn't said anything about pitting yet. So Bell's going to stay out of the pits until lap 60. Just going to try not to get ran over in the meantime and stay to the outside in these corners. Get past for position, of course. This will give him about 5 to 10 lap pressure tires on the rest of these cars too by staying out to lap 60. So again, he's giving up time now as everybody's making their second stop of the day. Bell will make his second stop very, very soon. Car really hasn't gotten that much tighter. I've noticed in the middle upper groove it's not quite as tight. I didn't notice that at Dover too, even though that was a 750 track and this is a 550 track.
Car right.
Oh man, Briscoe to the outside as Bell was down on the bottom. Wasn't expecting that. There's a huge line of traffic coming up very, very shortly. Lap 57 now for Christopher Bell. Suarez leading the way. Bell going to go to the outside off the exit of turn 2. 3 of the 4 cars directly behind him are on the bottom. Hopefully they all cycle to the bottom. Wow, Anthony Alfredo taking the risk up the middle 3 wide. He was already side by side with the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Bell's going to open up the bottom again into turns 1 and 2. He's got more lap cars on his tail.
Stay right.
3 wide, Austin Dillon, Justin Haley. It's very tough to go 3 wide in this game on any track. Bell's hanging in there. Yeah, I mean, even just the classic closed paint scheme, though, for Jimmy Johnson that he ran from basically, like, 2002, his rookie season, to, like, 06, 07. Like, even those cars I really, really liked. Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch closing in. Lap 59. Kyle Busch has a little bit of damage to the front of his race car.
Clear all around.
Well, almost pitched him off.
Clear.
Dropping Bell back to 18th. Both for position there between Busch and Bling. And they're moving forward. They were outside the top 20 the last time Bell had saw those guys. BJ McLeod as well. And Bell's just going to pit this time while he's got open room. The race leader, Tyler Reddick, is closing in. Harvick is cycled to second. Now can't speed. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Bell will get down easily in time. Bubba Wallace is one of the other cars pinned on the outside of the racetrack right now. So 4 tires and fuel. No adjustments at lap 59 for Christopher Bell. About 51 laps into that run after he pit at lap 8 for a blown right front tire in the early going of the race, but pretty clean to get most of the way through this run, pretty much all the way through it. You ever lost a race in this game because of fuel? Yes, I have. At Coda, I was in the top 5, ran out of fuel, like, early. I didn't know when to pit. Lap 18, we ran out of gas. Crew chief said to pit within 5 laps. I'm like, all right, I'll pit in a couple laps, and we couldn't even make it back around 1 lap before we ran out of gas, so I can't even trust the pit crew in this game ever since, so... There we go. Bell back to 29th. You gotta assume he's gonna make up this time eventually with this strategy. And now he's gonna have fresher tires on it for a little while, at least about 20 laps. Likely 2 laps down right now, because he was on the lead lap. Oh my goodness, I forgot what it's like to have fresh tires. The car just turns automatically. John, welcome to the stream. Zavi, welcome to the stream as well. I gotta get used to running the car on fresh tires because I kind of forgot what it feels like. After about 50 laps. And Tyler Reddick leads this race right now, which is interesting. He does have 1 win this year. RCR's got 3 already because Dylan has actually won 2 of the last 5 races we have ran. And Reddick got his win very early in the year, the first 5 races. Bell has 4 wins on the season, though it has been 5 races since his last victory.
Clear, clear, clear.
Makes the pass on the 52. Keeps clipping the apron on corner entry. Looks like he can run full throttle early in the run, but keep chopping the corners off too much. I'm not able to do it. There we go. Wider sweep that time of 1 or 2, able to get it to grip up on the bottom. Picking up a lot more time. So we'll draft down the back straightaway as well, off the 43 of Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin in front of him. We're going to go to the outside.
Clear all around. Clear, clear, clear.
Oh, man.
Car right.
Crosses up underneath Bell now.
Clear, clear,
Or
clear.
sorry, Bell crosses up underneath
Stay
Jones.
left. Stay left. Still next to
Jones, a
you.
former driver of the 20 car. 2018
clear.
through 2020. Makes the pass on him. Make the pass on 8th place Denny Hamlin, looks like, getting into turns 3 and 4.
Clear, clear. Stay left.
Still caution free. We've seen multiple wrecks in this race, though it has been a little while since the last one. Bell closes quick. Gets into the back bumper of Ross Chastain. Almost turns the 42 car around. Bell surprisingly didn't get tight behind the cars that were double wide right in front of him. Squeezing on the bottom of the track. I think he's got high downforce, had half the car down on the apron there to pass the 42 of Chastain that he was much faster than. You want to get into the back of him a second time. William Byron going way to the outside, Bell down to the bottom.
2 outside. Got 1 right.
Clear
Got 1 right.
Byron, and now he'll clear Dylan
clear.
by the start-finish line this time. None of these passes have been for position yet, as Bell still remains in the 29th spot. You can definitely tell more shade has been covering the racetrack. I'm not sure when it's going to get completely dark. You can probably guess right around the halfway mark. We'll be completely in the nighttime skies. Lights are not on the track yet. Really, the only parts that are shaded because of the grandstand is right off the exit of turn 4, and carries all the way down to about halfway through turns 1 and 2. Bell looking to go to the high side, gets tight. Barely keeps it off the wall, had to lift. 2x2 traffic in front of him again, allows Almirola to get underneath him for a brief moment. Bell's going to pull the block on the 10 car down the back straightaway and make sure he gets to the bottom first. into turns 3 and 4. You know, Larson's got a fast car. He's lost some time earlier in the race. 3 wide off the exit of turn Turn 4, sorry. Bell trying to go to the bottom. Logano pinches his way through. Just using up all the 20 car of Christopher Bell. Slides underneath Kyle Larson and clears him off the exit of turn 2 and now can run away on these pressured tires from the cars he all passed over the last half a lap. NT Jr., welcome to the stream. This game needs an update now. Yes, it does. I find it funny how, like, everybody new that hops in the chat or hops into the comment section of a stream or video I've uploaded with NASCAR 21 Ignition, they all say the same thing, which, I mean, how can you not agree with them, but I just find it funny. It's like always like the same words and stuff. Like, it's either when is the update coming, like they're asking me, or oh my goodness, that was a move right there. Oh my goodness, that could not have been pulled out without high downforce. Those were a couple passes per position as well on Timmy Hill and Noah Gregson. Christopher Bell up to 27th. Hopping down to the apron 3 wide. That's one way to get clean air on the nose of the race car as well. Again, we got a tight setup on top of the fact that it's a high downforce package, which is leading to the car getting really tight in the second half of the run. I will say, though, for whatever reason, the car seems to be handling even better now than what it did at all at any point during this race, because I would not have been able to pull that move off at all during the first 60 laps before we pit.
Got one left.
We pit at lap 59.
Keep it all clear.
That makes a pass on the high side there of Joey Gase. Got the 4 car of Kevin Harvick in front of him. Tyler Reddick's got seemingly about a 2-second lead over left. Kevin Harvick.
Clear all around.
Harvick trying to run him down. Harvick has not won yet this season. Once Bell gets by Reddick, he'll be just 1 lap down once again. Got to go full throttle through turns 1 and 2. Barely did. He was pushing tight, but he was committed. Going to give him a lot of speed down the backstretch into turn 3. Works the gas beautifully, and he has closed that 2-second gap after passing Harvick very quickly on Tyler Reddick. And hops in the draft a little bit, pulls out a line.
Got one right.
And into turn 1, Bell will clear Tyler Reddick. Green flag pit stops coming up for the leaders very, very shortly. Again, they've been pitting about every 25 laps, which is even shorter than half the field run in this race. Well, again, pitting once for every time they will pit twice, especially after falling a lap down because of a blown right front tire earlier in the race. So he's trying to find a way to make the time back up. If he can make the time back up, then he's going to probably quit losing time and just pit when they pit. Stay on the same strategy. But right now, he's got to be committed with this strategy. BJ McLeod for position in turns 3 and 4. Kyle Busch pulling into the pit lane up ahead. He'll be the first driver in the pits at lap 76.
One left.
Over the outside of McLeod.
Clear,
The pass
clear,
for
clear.
26. That's going to cycle ahead of a lot of cars here. Good run on Ryan Blaney. He'll hop to the inside. Blaney's probably going to want to pit this time, so Bell will make sure he passes and clears him as quickly as he can. Yep, Blaney coming in from the big left turn off the exit of turn 4. Next race will be tomorrow night of the NASCAR 21 Ignition custom schedule season at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Pennzoil 400. The only time that we have back-to-back mile and a halves on the schedule this season. Our coverage will begin at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Weekly streaming schedule will be up on the channel by the end of the night as well, as we have every Monday. That will be in the community tab. Hit that like button, everybody. 11 likes on the stream right now. We've consistently had about 25 people watching the entire portion of this race so far. Greatly appreciate all you guys coming out tonight. Bell makes the pass on Austin Dillon, who was trying to get up the speed, getting into turns 3 and 4 still. Now that Dillon's up to speed, he's going to pass Bell back off the exit of turn 4 with his 20-lap pressure tires. Bell cycled his way up to 20th for now. Surprised he hasn't worked his way up further in the running order. More lap cars pitting. Bell up to 18th now. Here's Kyle Busch behind him. Might actually be a pass for position between Bell and Busch. A couple JGR teammates. Busch will pass him on the outside.
Clear, clear.
And yes, indeed, that was a spot. Oh, man, Daniel Suarez just about turned Kyle Busch. Bell gets into the back of him down the back straightaway. Suarez checked up big time. Just pulled right into the side of him, trying to get up to speed. Another dangerous situation. Bell's up to 14th in the running order. On the lead lap now. At least until Tyler Reddick makes his way back around to lap Bell again. Bell is actually going to pit at lap 100 this time.
Clear, clear.
And just pit the same time everybody else does this next time around, so hopefully he doesn't lose too much more time for an extra 10 laps afterwards like he did that last go around. And Ryan Blaney had a tough time trying to get around Bell. He was still rolling the bottom really well. Didn't damage the car too much after getting into the back of Daniel Suarez a little bit ago. So that's good. Lenny all the way down the inside, got really tight in line behind Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Nearly clipped the left side of Josh Bilicki's race car. Well, just keeps going to the top to get the clean air right now. Down in the center of the corner. Definitely tell he's got a lot more straightaway speed, of course, with having the GGR Toyota backed engine versus Rick Ware engine. Josh Bilicki. Get another win to make it 4 out of 17. Actually, we have 4 wins on the season so far, so another win would make it our 5th. On the season. That was the most winningest driver. Only 3 drivers have 2 or more wins. Hamlin with 2, Austin Dillon with 2, Bell with 4. That's why we've had 10 different winners in the first 16 races so far. 2 Hendrick Chevy still got a win of Larson and Bowman. 2 Penske still have to win of Blaney and Keselowski. Harvick still has to win. Kurt Busch still has to win. All those guys former champions. I mean, that could be the last 6 spots in the playoffs, but if we get another upset win, remember, we got Talladega left before the playoffs. We got 2 more road courses yet before the playoffs. That could change big time. Coke 600. Right now, Reddick's leading, although he does have a win this year. Everybody else in the top 5 behind him does not have a win. We could see our 11th different winner of the season here tonight. Bell makes the pass that time on Bilicki. Byron had a hard time trying to clear the 52 car, so he was not able to get to the left rear corner panel of the 20 that time around. Bell rolls the bottom of the track. Holds clear on that 20 car of William Byron again. Tyler Reddick, though, the race leader, has cleared Bilicki off the exit of turn 3. He is closing in very, very fast. Byron is holding him up right now off the exit of turn 4. Bell's going to try to hang on as long as he can here for another 14 laps, hopefully, before he ends up having to pit. trying to stay on the lead lap if he can help it. Reddick is still stuck behind William Byron, who is also actually the last car in the lead lap in 17th. Bell scored 16th. Oh, Byron overdrove 3 and 4. Sorry, Bell did. And Byron's going to get underneath him off the exit of turn 4. Big side draft by the 24 car that time. Bell trying to pull away on the front stretch. Trying to make sure Byron's not going to side draft him again as they make their way down into turns 1 and 2. Bell's still clear. So Reddick being slowed down by William Byron and Christopher Bell, who are trying to hang on to the lead lap right in front of him. It's also clinging Josh Bilicki in the 52 in the mix again. And look at Reddick fly to the outside. Is he going to be able to clear off of turn 4? Yes, he does. Finally finds a way to get around both Bell and Byron. And now Bell and Byron are battling for the free pass position. Bell trying to hang on old tires. Just doesn't have the speed. Oh no, Bell's in the wall. Off of turn 2, very lucky to not blow a tire. Car took off extremely tight in that dirty air behind the race leader of Tyler Reddick. That probably should have been a blown right front tire for Christopher Bell. He is very fortunate that that wasn't the case. Now Kevin Harvick in the 4 cars right there. Byron's staying with the 8 of Reddick. Actually, I think Reddick might be trapped behind somebody. No, he's not. Never mind. Kevin Harvick trying to get his way past Christopher Bell as quickly as possible. He's going to get to the inside in turns 1 and 2.
Clear all around.
Makes the pass. Bell thought about a crossover, thought better of it. Just got to hop in line in the draft behind Harvick instead. Start the corner off on the outside. Hops to the bottom in the center. Oh, still got decent speed in the race car, though. We're hoping that we don't get a caution. Currently, at least. Dakota Martin, welcome to the stream. Megalobot 21, welcome to the stream as well.
Got one right.
Bump draft to the back of the footing car that time. Into turn 3, but you can really see Bell wash up the track. Good side draft on the 52 car as Bilicki squeezes him off the exit of turn 4.
Clear. Stay left.
Not giving Christopher Bell any room there. Bell almost got into him. Did a great job keeping it off, only for Bilicki to crowd him anyway. And Bell will clear Bilicki off the exit of turn 2 now. 4-lap traffic around where Byron and Reddick are. That is slowing Reddick down. Harvick on the chase. We'll have to see. I mean, this track will be gaining more grip into the nighttime as well. The track temps start to cool, especially in the front stretch. That could be what is leading to the 20 car of Christopher Bell maybe not getting as tight as what he did in the first 60 laps of the race before that last pit stop. Could very well be the case. TV Forever 85, welcome to the stream as well. Bell actually closed in on Harvick that time for turns 1 and 2. Bill Gregson, the 62 car, is the next car just up ahead. Harvick's going to get stuck behind him off the exit of turn 4. Oh my goodness, fell into the back of Harvick that time. Oh, accidentally downshifted. That doesn't work on these types of racetracks. Gets by on the outside. They're gonna follow him to get by the 62. I'm not even gonna attempt to guess that question down in the chat. Joshua Rumsey, welcome to the stream. Almost a quarter of the way through the Coca-Cola 600. We're almost an hour into this race already, my goodness. I think this may set the record for the longest stream ever on the channel. Longest race ever on the channel.
Clear, clear, clear.
We're going to be seeing pit stop very soon. Harvick tried to squeeze in front of the 20 car, didn't quite do it. Side by side now between Bell and Harvick on the front stretch. Harvick's definitely losing ground for Reddick. Dealing with the 20 of Bell right now.
Still there.
Side by side into turns 1 and 2. Bell can't quite clear Harvick. Go way down low. Gonna make sure Harvick isn't gonna side draft him this time. Now into turn 3, door to door.
Hold your line.
Bell trying to gas it up. He gets into Harvick. Contact is made. Contact made between Kevin Harvick and Christopher Bell. That could have been really, really bad. I'm surprised that didn't turn Christopher Bell. That probably should have. Hard racing almost went wrong in an instant. Kind of slowly getting away from Harvick, it seems like. Doesn't have the speed for Reddick yet. Lap 100, it'll be lap 101 this time by. Just saw one car pull into the pit lane. Christopher Bell will pull into the pits this time by. For his next scheduled pit stop. Kevin Harvick closing back in behind him again. It might have been a little bit faster than Bell that last lap. Bell's going to stay out one more lap. Harvick will pit this time, so that was the idea there. That Bell was going to stay out, making sure Harvick was going to pit behind him. Tyler Reddick still hasn't pit yet either. We'll get to see if Tyler Reddick pits this time around, and if so, then Christopher Bell will pit. He'll stay on the same strategy as the leader. For this pit stop at least, and he'll stay out when Reddick pits the next time again until well after that. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Bell gets down, locking the tires up in time, and into the pits he goes. Easy pull into the pit box, 4 tires and fuel for Christopher Bell. Was in the 17th position, not too shabby. He was a lap down, though, at the start of these pit stops. He slowly cut back into the race. He fell lap down on lap 8 after having to pit unscheduled stop at lap 8 for that blown right front tire, getting into the wall early, but it's been a pretty clean race since. Had to miss a spinning Cody Ware once, had to miss a bunch of cars coming into the pits in front of him once, splitting the traffic, but never made any contact through it. There you see most of those race cars you see in those pit boxes are out of the race right there. There's a crash coming into the pit lane, but still no cautions. We are caution-free thus far in the Coke 600. Hopefully it was a quick enough pit stop as well for Christopher Bell. Oh my goodness. This guy was flickering there for a second. He's got a lot of Not a lot of traffic in front of him. He's got a few cars in front of him. No traffic in line behind him, though, as he gets up to speed. And turns 3 and 4. He was checking up there just to make sure nobody in front of him was going to pit. They did not. Oh, man, they checked up big time. Big check up getting into turns 1 and 2. Bell still makes the pass on LaJoy. Hops to the bottom now underneath the 53 of Gase. Ross Chastain has scored as the race leader, though I'm not sure if he has pit again yet.
Right. Clear.
I was going to pull wide just in case Chastain pits, and he will. So good thing Bell had cleared Joey Gase as quickly as he did. He was able to move up in the center of the corner. Didn't have to lift any extra other than when he had to move up in the center of the corner initially, making the pass on Gase. Kim, come break, please. Yeah, please. Oh, Michael McDowell pulling up. Oh, right in front of BJ McLeod and Ty Dillon. Bell slingshots to the inside, 3 wide to get by everybody. And that pass on Ty Dillon was for position to get Bell back to 18th after a slower stop, seemingly at least. And a lot of the other cars around him, although Ty Dillon just came into the pit lane that last time by as well. R6, welcome to the street. So I wonder, I would assume with a slower stop that Christopher Bell is likely 1 lap down still to Tyler Reddick. He's on the same pit strategy right now, though, as of that last stop until the next stop comes around. Then Reddick and the rest of the field will end up pitting around lap 125. Bell will stay out till about lap 150 before he makes his fourth stop of the day. Denny Hamlin gets into the side of his teammate Christopher Bell that time, completely overdriving the corner. He was trying to use Bell as a pick to get around McCullough. He just sideswiped his teammate in the process. You can tell on equal speed, Bell does not have the car that some of these other drivers have in the top 5 still. So he's simply just trying to make up his time on pit strategy. He didn't seem to have that race-winning car today. At least on the short run, he doesn't have the speed, although he ran a really good lap that last time around. Could have just been he had a bad lap before just because Hamlin used him up. Bell pulling right back to the 11 car. Somewhat pulling. Well, actually, the 34 is kind of pulling with the 20. Big run on Hamlin off the exit of turn 2, and Bell will look low underneath his teammate.
Still there.
Ooh, boy. Hamlin crowding Bell there for a moment. He might crowd him on the front stretch because he may try to take it down towards the grass. Oh my goodness, what a block by Denny Hamlin. Got the run off the high side to stay in front of Bell that time, and here comes Michael McDowell. Slow lap car coming up now in front of these guys. Bell trying to find as much clean air as possible. He went a half a lane down to the apron, still pushed tight off the exit of 2. Slower lap car will be Anthony Alfredo in the 38. Oh my goodness, Bell almost got ran into by Michael McDowell in the 34. And he almost turned himself off the front bumper of the Love's Ford.
Clear.
To get around Alfredo, McDowell was trying to use his teammate Alfredo as a pick, perhaps. Bell with a little bump to the back of the 11. That might have been the minor payback, I guess. It wasn't intentional, but...
One left.
Oh boy, Bell pulled down into the side of McDowell. They got
Clear.
connected together there for a brief moment. Everybody holds on. McDowell has his eyes set for Denny Hamlin to get back inside the top 5. McDowell had a top 10 performance in the Daytona Road Course yesterday. We'll push there for Bell off the exit of turn 2. And that launched the 34 car down the back straightaway. He's going to get underneath Denny Hamlin for 5th. Side by side. Bell closes in behind these guys. He's got to run off turn 4 as the 11 and the 34 side draft each other. Oh my goodness, almost some contact made down towards the AstroTurf. 3 wide off the exit of 4. Bell tried to go as low as he could to stay out of the way, and he was down in the turf just to get around the 11 and the 34. He clears them both off of turn 2. Better than making contact and blowing a tire, and he's lucky he didn't lose control going through the turf that time to keep it off those guys. Now he throws the block on Hamlin, closing in on the 66 of Timmy Hill. He had to check up a brief moment off turn 4. Clears Timmy Hill. Hill's going to pull down now in front of the 11 and the 34, who are side by side again. And another car is joined the mix behind Hamlin and McDowell. A lot of close calls here over the last couple laps. McDowell's gotten back around Hamlin for 5th finally. All trying to get away. So I think of JTG Doherty going to the one-car team next year. I mean, they only had one charter this last season. Ryan Preece was ran without a charter this last year, so I mean, downsizing to just Stenhouse. I mean, it's all right, I guess. I mean, they were only a one-car team for a while when Allmendinger was there, and they just expanded to 2 cars when they brought Preece up with that extra ride in 2018, I believe, was his rookie season. So
got one left. Clear all around.
They've only been a 2-car operation for a few years. They probably just found out it was a little too expensive for what they thought, especially with the charters and the next-gen cars coming in. I know the next-gen cars over the long run will be cheaper, but the short term you still have to buy the chassis, so it does save the team some money. Maybe sponsorship is running dry with 37, on top of the fact that there are more cars next year and more cars seemingly without charters, and stronger teams without charters, and maybe they were at risk of maybe not qualifying for a lot of races next year, they felt like. So jumping down to 1 car, I think probably the best thing for them, because that's just more people to pay, and if you're not, that car's not qualifying, you know, for a race on a weekly basis, you know, you're still having to pay everybody for a race that you did not make, so you're not getting any of the race earnings out of it. You're not getting sponsorship dollars out of it because you didn't qualify for the race, so you're only losing a ton of money for not qualifying for a race. It's just not worth the risk. And they either didn't pursue to get another charter, or they just, you know, didn't get another one because they didn't have one, you know, last year as it was. I mean, it's just how,
hold your line.
You know, much of a shortage of charters around right now. So
clear.
it's kind of an unfortunate circumstance, but definitely money saving. I don't blame them for the steps they took to drop down to 1 car, and I don't blame them for taking Stenhouse over Preece, because I think Stenhouse actually does give them more shots to win than what Preece would, because I think Stenhouse is a really good super speedway racer. The Bristol Dirt Race, he finished 2nd this year. He's a really good dirt racer. I think he can contend for a win at Dirt Bristol as well, and he does have some good runs from time to time, which Preece does it from time to time as well on the intermediates and stuff, but I think Stenhouse with the experience factor and all that as well, I think Stenhouse is a smart move to help grow that team going forward. Hope DiBenedetto gets a cup ride. I'm looking at DiBenedetto hopping in that 38 car. They said that they want to run full time again next year with a 2-car operation. 38 cars open. Matty D was in a Ford last year at the Wood Brothers last 2 years. I think Ford's still probably going to be on his side. I'm going to guess Matt DiBenedetto takes over the 38. I don't see Newman going there, although, I mean, he could, but it's more of a super speedway program. Considering Newman's luck on the super speedways, especially 2020, unfortunately, I think he'd be all right if he did hop to a part-time schedule to not run the super speedways, and that would be his best shot to win. Not only because it is a super speedway, but just because Front Row has won super speedways. Yeah, McDowell won the 500 last year, but he also finished 3rd at Talladega. And David Reagan, David Gillen had some great runs with that same team and those same race cars. And in fact, David Reagan got a win at Talladega back in 2013 as well. So they're a very good super speedway program. They've got multiple wins to show for it. Chris Brischer obviously has a win at Pocono. That was, you know, fog short race, but you know, they've had great runs on the super speedways. That'd be the best chance to win. Matty D, he's a solid. He's not a great super speedway racer, but he's solid, and he can compete for wins. He can lead laps. Won the most laps of the 2019 Daytona 500, I believe it was. Might have been, I think it was 2019. yeah, 2019 for my family race. He won the most laps in that race. And, yeah, I mean, he can go on. He can put on a show. Sure. Do I watch Eric E stuff? Yes, I do. I've fallen behind since the offseason started, to be completely honest. I still haven't watched the full length of the last NASCAR Weekly podcast episode yet. I'm up to date with pretty much all of those guys. A lot of the stuff I watch on YouTube is NASCAR. Helps me keep informed with what's going around, and you know, I feed the information that I'm giving as far as, you know, stats, not so much stats, but well, you know, rumors and everything. So I take that into consideration when coming up with my own thoughts, whether I agree or disagree with really anything that any of the other NASCAR people in the YouTube community have to say.
All clear.
But I am, you know, open-minded. I like listening to different viewpoints and stuff. I got my own views. Sometimes we can agree to disagree, but the discussion is nice. So I don't really have that discussion with really anybody. You know, my personal life comes from NASCAR. NASCAR 21 Ignition, welcome into the chat, welcome to the stream. 17 likes on the stream so far. We've had as many as about 25 people watching at one point. Up to 15th now is Christopher Bell after passing Ryan Preece at last lap. We're on lap 124 of 400 in the Coca-Cola 600. Christopher Bell is one lap down right now. I don't believe he's the first car lap down either. I think Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is a lap down, as well as Eric Jones at 13 to 14. Jones was a pole sitter for the Coca-Cola 600, believe it or not. He's kind of pulling off the pace here. Watch a lot of NASCAR streamers, but I do want to. Yeah, when it comes to like NASCAR video game stuff, I don't watch too many people. Winbow's probably the guy I watch the most. I don't really watch like Radman for the, you know, video game stuff. I really watch it for like his thoughts on like other stuff with NASCAR, like whether it's a race review or something. You know, maybe stuff that comes out with new games, you know, and development and stuff like that I'll watch. But as far as like gameplay and stuff, I don't really watch any other NASCAR YouTubers and gameplay. The only reason I watch Winbow is because he's hilarious. So that's kind of like my comedy getaway on YouTube. And it's racing and NASCAR related, so that's a bonus. I mean, the NASCAR Weekly podcast is a fun thing. Oh, we got a car around on the front stretch. Tyler Reddick, the leader, has spun. The race leader has gone around off the exit of turn 4. Bell had to go down into the AstroTurf to miss him. Another wreck avoidance for Christopher Bell, the second one of the day off turn 4. No caution, and hopefully nobody drilled him. If so, we're going to have a big, big stack up off the exit of turn 4 here. Luckily, that was AstroTurf and not actual grass. That Bell didn't lose complete traction. And Reddick is parked against the outside retaining wall. Or I should say the inside retaining wall. But on the outside of the pit lane. So the race leader, who has dominated the Coke 600 thus far, is now out of the race.
Got one left.
Bell is cycled to the top 10. Larson pulls up in front of him, getting back up to speed. Bell blows around him down the backstretch. What a crazy race. Another car pitting just up ahead. That was Anthony Alfredo.
Right.
Bell passes Stenhouse for position, who still has to pit, as well as Eric Jones. Both drivers were actually for position. Bell to 6th. And that should put Kevin Harvick in the race lead. Luckily, everybody got by the spinning Tyler Reddick, but man, oh man, what a... That's a break for Bell, and really the entire field, that the fastest car is now done for the day. Now, we saw Bell doesn't even have the speed to keep up with Reddick, but now he doesn't have to worry about it. He's got nowhere to go. He's got both SHR cars in front of him right now. Cole Custer and Eric Almirola 3 wide into turn 1. Bell sends it in there, makes the pass. Third car down the back stretch. That will be the 53, Joey Gase. So again, Bell survives. That's now the second spin he has barely missed. That time, though, he couldn't keep it on the asphalt to miss it. He had to go to the asphalt turn. And again, luckily, it does not damage or really want to slide the car around more so than what actual grass will do. The higher downforce obviously helps keep a little bit of traction with that.
Got one right. All clear.
The car's pulling out of the pit lane. Justin Haley, Chase Briscoe. Bell pulls by both of those guys. Bell is up to third. Chastain may have to pit still. Got a couple other cars pulling in. LaJoie and Chastain on their way in. This will get Bell to second. And now the lead. So that was the first lap led for Christopher Bell here today. As he now leads the Coca-Cola 600 with the mishaps of Tyler Reddick. It was a long time coming. He's seemingly going to pit with the rest of them around lap 150. Yeah, I've always been a fan of Mustangs, too. Oh, man, Justin Haley just drove right into the left rear of the race leader, Bell. They're hooked together off turn 4. Gotta be careful not to cut a left side tire down if you're Bell. With this contact, even though it wasn't really his fault, Haley just kind of pushed into it.
Right. All clear.
So who this is? I think it was Chastain that just pulled up right in front of Haley. Two were teammates and colleague raced in the Xfinity Series. $19 likes on the stream so far. Thanks for everybody smashing the like button. 11 drivers, it looks like, on the lead lap. Christopher Bell again is the leader. No sign of really where second place is at right now, but I'm sure they're running Bell down with Bell on about 25 lap older tires. Strategy worked, but it also helps that the race leader, Tyler Reddick, has crashed. There's another car also parked on the outside of the pit wall. But it is just crazy that the race leader gets taken out. Or maybe spun on his own. We'll never really know. Not even at the halfway mark yet. O'Shea continues to grow upon the front stretch. It hasn't quite reached the back stretch into turn 3 yet. Right off the exit of turn 2 as well. But it is getting there. As we get closer and closer to the nighttime. Lights have not turned on yet. We're going to have to look out for drivers on fresher tires.
One left.
There's Eric Almirola.
Clear, clear.
Denny Hamlin has scored in second place, about 1.5 seconds off the race lead. And he is coming in pretty quickly. He'll look to take the lead away from his teammate Bell here very shortly. Goes up the track a little bit. 1 and 2 still getting tight up the racetrack. Larson gets by. LaJoie to the inside. Hamlin is closing quick.
All right, hold your line.
Bell got slowed down side by side with LaJoie there. He's still up high. Hamlin almost gets into the back of him.
Stay right.
And he's going for the lead off turn 4. Denny Hamlin clear. New leader.
Clear, clear.
Short-lived for Christopher Bell for now as he tries to stay in the draft on the front stretch. Alex Bowman's right there as well, trying to battle for the lead now as well. So the two of the most winningest drivers this year. 2 wins for Hamlin, 4 for Bell. One at the front of the field. Here comes Bowman to the outside. Bell had to lift to keep it off the 48. And now Bowman, who's the only winless driver in the top 4, all of a sudden is in second, trying to run down Hamlin. Oh, now BJ McLeod just got right into the left rear of Christopher Bell, knocking him into the outside wall. Luckily, Bell did not blow a tire that time, and that was a pretty significant hit, dropping him now back to 5th.
Wide, 2 down there. Got 1
3
left.
wide again there for a brief moment.
Clear,
It looked
clear.
like Bell's trying to stay high and out of the way. Still just got completely drilled by Live Fast Racing's BJ McLeod.
Stay right, stay right. Still next to you. Clear, clear. Got 1 left, 1 down low. Still there. All clear.
He trying to stay from a potential side draft. It looked like on the 20 of Bell.
All clear.
Bell's just going to hop in line right behind him. So Bell was able to lead about 10 to 15 laps, a little less than 15 laps, when he had taken the race lead away. Still got a pretty good race going for him right now, though. Looking to pit right around lap 150, along with the rest of the field. Michael McDowell in the 34 card closing in. That will be for 5th place. McDowell trying to get some draft down the back straightaway into turn 3. Bell to the bottom of the racetrack. McDowell nowhere to go for now. Bell's going to try to hang on to this position and not fight it and let him go like everybody else. No other cars directly behind these two as they battle for position. They battled hard for a little while earlier, not for position when Bell was a lap down.
1 left.
Bell drifted up the track just a little bit. McDowell to the inside. Can't quite clear him yet. Now he'll pull high down the back straightaway and he's all clear. Bell was able to hold him off for about a lap, and that was it. And green flag pit stops will be coming up very, very soon. About 6 laps away for Bell. William Byron, Austin Dillon, 7th and 8th. And the next couple cars in line behind Christopher Bell, but they're about 6 seconds back. 5 to 6 seconds back at least. I don't know if they're going to get to Bell before he ends up having to make his next pit stop. Just to show, it's a long race. Not even halfway. He's at least gotten himself back on the lead lap. Led laps for a brief moment, but obviously not being on the same tire strategy still, he's going to give up time whenever he gets to the lead. Just got to hope that over the long haul that this is going to even itself out and he can hold on at the end of the race to hopefully win when he gives up that time. He will have a big enough of a lead built up. Probably going to slow the pit stop up a little bit, or minimal damage repairs will be made for Bell after he got into the wall that last time. For BJ McLeod knocking him in the left rear. A little bit of damage on the right front. Hopefully they'll buff it out a little bit. Will be the plan. Still had that damage on there that he did not repair from blowing the right front at lap 8 as well, so that probably doesn't help it. I'm sure it's not going to take much of a knock into that right side tire again to maybe blow it again, so he's just having to be cautious off the exit of the corners if he feels the corner getting tight. Don't hesitate to lift. Still early on. He's not having to fight too hard, although he has been more aggressive since hitting about lap 100 on that last stop he made compared to the first 100 laps. Ours is only going to gain more grip. Every car will essentially gain more grip as we get closer and closer into the nighttime. Fell 2 laps away from pitting. Really look at the fall off in lap time as well. Best lap for Bell, 30.953. 33.484 was that last lap he just ran. A little tight off turn 4 that time again. Still about 4 seconds roughly ahead of William Byron. So Tyler Reddick will be scored 28th, it looks like, for the finish of the race today, unfortunately, after crashing from the lead in the Coca-Cola 600. And some of our better finishes in the channel's history in the Coca-Cola 600s on NASCAR Chase for the Cup 05. What is going on with the game? Okay, well, we're going to pit this time. I don't know what was going on there, but Bell will pit as scheduled, lap 151. The game just about... Oh, don't... boy. We'll buff it out. It actually didn't register for the damage, so that's good. I thought the game was going to die there for a second. I think they turned the lights on the racetrack. I think that's what happened. I think they turned the lights on the racetrack and the game just went wonky. We're about into the nighttime now. Timmy Hill just teleported into his pit box. I figured we couldn't get through a full race without a complete glitch. Ooh, well, hey, that wasn't too bad. Could have been worse. So everybody else will be making their stop here pretty soon, in comparison to Christopher Bell. Yeah, so I think that's all they did. They just turned the lights on and just so happened to blind the drivers. Good thing Bell was going to pit anyway that time. Didn't completely cost us our eyesight. We'll have to expect that at Darlington and Vegas later on in the year. That was something. I know my game died for a second. That was pretty bad. You can still see the sun's on. They just turned the lights on is all that was. All the lighting is really weird, but whatever. It'll get darker and hopefully even itself out with the lighting issue.
You're in the middle here, 3 wide.
Go Karting King, welcome to the stream. That's a lot of cars. We're still out there on older tires right now as the leaders continue to make their way into the pits. See what this lap time will be for Christopher Bell. First lap out of the pit lane. Did not show for whatever reason.
1 left. Clear, clear, clear. Clear, clear, clear.
I feel like I'm playing Among Us. Over the outside. Oh man, got into the right rear of Ricky Stenhouse. Almost knocked him into the outside wall. He was expecting to get on that quarter panel. We just ended up hitting him. I see Denny Hamlin up there. He was the leader before the pit stop started. So with Bell pitting a couple laps before him, that helped him really close in on Hamlin, who's struggling to get around the lap cars. And it looks like Bowman had a faster pit stop than Hamlin, though, as he tries to get up to speed into 3 and 4. Hamlin jumps to the bottom of the track and passes him.
All clear.
Bell gets around LaJoy a lot quicker than what Bowman and Hamlin did. So on about 3 to 4-lap pressure tires for Bowman and Hamlin. They're going to try to pull away a little bit here from Bell. Those tires will even out. We're about to have a battle for the lead. Presumably, it looks like Harvick actually is a couple seconds ahead of these guys here. He had an even quicker stop. Bowman to the inside of Denny Hamlin side by side for 4th place currently on the racetrack. Not clear. He took half of his car down into the AstroTurf trying to break clear of the 11 of Hamlin. They're still side by side into turns 1 and 2.
Got one left. Clear, clear, clear.
Alrighty, hopefully you'll make it back to Southern Farms. You got a long ways to go still in this race. Bowman and Hamlin are racing each other extremely hard right now. Lights are on, not completely in the nighttime sky yet though. Lap cars, one lap car specifically, looks like the 14 of Chase Briscoe is holding up Alex Bowman and Denny Hamlin. Bell trying to stay full throttle. He's getting a little tight in the dirty air. Off turn 2, barely keeps it off the wall. Stays in the gas, though. He's got to run to the inside of Bowman. Using the lap car. But the 14 is a pick. Side by side, Hamlin pinches Bell off to hold on to his position. Harvick is the new leader. Pit stops have finally cycled through. Briscoe's actually in 8th, but I think he still might have to pit. I'm not entirely sure. Bell stays in front of the 48 of Bowman, but he couldn't quite get to the inside of Denny Hamlin. And Bowman's all over the 20 car right now. I think Briscoe already pit because he is consistently staying ahead of Bell. Bell hops down in front of the 48 car. Both the 48 and 20 get tight. Dirty air in front of him with the 11 and the 14. Bell trying to block Bowman in the D-shaped quad oval on the front stretch. Down into turns 1 and 2. Bell trying to hook the bottom, lifts a little more, expecting the car to get tight. Stays in front of the 48. Bell to the inside of Briscoe.
Clear, clear.
Oh, he overdrove the corner. And here it comes, Alex Bowman to make the pass on the outside. Bowman,
Clear, clear.
what a move to get around Christopher Bell. Bell has scored in 9th for some reason. I'm not sure why. I just kind of realized that. I thought we were in 3rd place. We're actually battling the 14 car for position. Here's a 3-wide move into 3.
Stay left, stay 3 wide. 2 outside.
Oh, man, he lifted and let the 48 in. 62.
Clear, clear.
Noah Gragson got in the way. That'll at least allow Bell to get around Briscoe for 8th place. Bell lost a lot of time on pit road that last time. Then to go a lap down again. Trying to make his way back around the 48 of Bowman. Little shot to the back of the 11 of Hamlin now. Slows up to 20. Oh no, Bowman with a block and he was not clear. He almost turned himself off the front bumper of the 20 car of almost said Eric Jones of Christopher Bell. What a battle for second though between Hamlin and Bowman. Bowman got tight, he washed high. Schneider with another shot, it looked like to the 11.
Stay left. Clear, clear.
Trying to hold the 99 of Suarez back, who he battles for 8th right now. Bell overdrives 3 and 4. Suarez moves up the track though, and Briscoe's going to get underneath him. Probably the best racing we've seen all night long so far. Bell's next stop will be at lap 200. Probably lap 201. To be exact. Massive run off turn 2 for Bell. 3 wide to the inside.
3 wide. 2 outside.
Bowman and Hamlin have ran down
3
Kevin
wide,
Harvick.
2 outside. Stay left.
Bell trying to get back on the lead lap. Clears the 48. Clears the 11. He's got to run, trying to go after the 4 who has the clean air. Harvick with a block on the front stretch. We're getting racy now. Harvick trying to hold strong. Bell to the inside off turn 2. Goes up the track. trying to side draft the 4 of Harvick. Here comes the 48 and the 11. They're going to split the 20 of Bell. 3 wide into turn 3. Wow, they made it through. Oh, 48 took a huge jump in that transition from the asphalt to the AstroTurf back to the asphalt. He somehow kept it off the 11 car.
You're in the middle here.
This is getting nuts.
Car right.
Up the middle, 3 wide, and around goes Suarez. 3 wide and tight in the 20 car of Christopher Bell hooks Daniel Suarez down the back straightaway. No caution yet. They stay green as they try to race back. 3 wide again. The 14 of Briscoe on the block. He wasn't clear and he almost gets turned.
Still there. Clear, clear. Stay left.
Suarez is cleared out of the way, but he did
Got one right.
the left side of the race car into the wall.
All right, hold your line.
Schneider sends it on Hamlin. There's contact between the Joe Gibbs Racing teammates as Harvick and Bowman pull away. Chastain and 10th starting to close in on Bell for 9th. Briscoe getting away in 8th place as well now. And Suarez just got cleaned out there. Briscoe almost getting into the side of the 48. Loose as he cut it down to the AstroTurf. Bell closes. Trying to make a move. 14 has not cleared the 48 car yet. Bell to the inside. 3 wide into turn 3 again.
Still there.
Briscoe's going to really squeeze the 20 of Bell off. Bell lifted just a moment there.
Middle of 3. 2 on the outside. You're
Oh,
3.
big push to the back of the 14.
Clear, clear.
That held up the 20 of Bell that time. Shane racing right around the midway point of the Coca-Cola 600 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. 48 tried to side draft the 20.
Got one right. Still next to you.
Bell side drafts the 48 right back into turns 3 and 4. Bell slingshots ahead of Bowman. Bowman with the crossover. Bell pulls back in line. Trying to get a crossover of his own. Not going to happen. Bowman to the inside of Briscoe. Into turns 1 and 2. Bell's going to get tight in line behind the 14. He tried to get the car to turn down and couldn't do it. Oh my goodness, he gets sandwiched.
Got one right. Clear, clear.
Almost spinning the 14 car around for a second time.
All right. All right, hold your
Bowman
line.
stays
Hold your
strong,
line.
barely kept it off the 20 and the 14.
Clear all around.
Bell gets around Briscoe for position. Bowman still trying to go after Harvick to the lead. Bowman got a shot from the 20 car and moved straight up the racetrack. Bell with a push to the back of Bowman. Bowman's going to take it and try to run with it. He shoots to the inside of Kevin Harvick. Can't quite get there. Bowman moves up the track. He got tight, though. Into the side of the 20. Oh, my goodness. Bell moved down right in front of the 42, and he almost turned himself off Chastain's front bumper. Jesus Manuel Ortiz, welcome to the stream. Bowman again, going to try to go underneath Harvick into 3 and 4 for the lead. Not going to get there. Bell in the cleanest of air all the way to the outside. Trying to get his lap back on the leaders. A little bit of drafting help between the 4 and the 48 that time. Bowman again, going to try to get underneath Harvick. Side by side for the lead in turns 1 and 2. Bell to the inside. He's going to take it 3 wide.
3 wide. You got 2 up top. Stay left. Clear, clear. 2 on the outside.
Oh
You're
my
3.
goodness,
Got
Bell.
1 right. All
Trying to
clear.
go low. They keep from getting sidedrafted by the 48.
All clear.
Clears both Bowman and Harvick into turn 3. Pit stops coming up for the rest of the leaders. Bell is back on the lead lap in 8th for the meantime. This has turned into a great race all of a sudden. Under the lights at Charlotte. Bell got tight off turn 2 and had to lift. Right when he started to get away from the cars behind him. Pulls up on Timmy Hill in a hurry down the back straightaway, clears them well before getting into turn 3. So Christopher Bell will cycle back to the lead once those leaders pit within these next few laps. And he will not pit again until lap 200, the halfway mark. That will be the plan. Boy, it has gotten racy all of a sudden here in this Coca-Cola 600. Definitely tell Bell's got a little bit better, maybe long run speed. I'm surprised Harvick has still held on to the lead on the 48 car of Alex Bowman. It's a tired time. Of course, the 20 of Bell and the 14 of Briscoe got in his way. Even the 11 of Hamlin when it was a 3-car battle for the lead at one point. We can alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today. We get back to the start-finish line. Do that for about the next dozen laps. In the dusk, the lights are on, but there is still somewhat of a daylight skyline for the moment. And will again continue to disappear as we get closer and closer to the end of the race. Still caution-free in the Coca-Cola 600. I believe the fewest amount of cautions ever in a Coke 600 is 2. There are no stages with this, so it is possible that we could have less than that and break the record. But it's still caution-free. We're almost halfway home. The cars are on pit road as we speak.
You're in the top 5 with that one.
Massive run for Bell. He pulled way down to the bottom, trying to get out of the way, and he actually lifted a little bit, and that's why he couldn't keep the momentum up to actually stay to the inside. Those slower cars in front of him. Not sure when they were going to pit there, so he stayed to the outside again.
1 left.
He's going to continue to stay on the outside.
All right.
Make their way down into turn 1. Bell is up to second, out 78 of McLeod,
Go get him.
right in front of him.
Got
Bell
one
with a
right. Got
big
one
time
right.
crossover
3
up the
wide.
exit in
Got
turn
two up
2.
top.
They're
Three
3
wide.
wide down the backstretch. I believe Bell is clear into turn 3. A lot of clean traffic in front of him for the time being as well. I like how this track glitch, it doesn't show, or it isn't glitching on the dash. I've had tracks where it says lap 1 of whatever when it's obviously not lap 1 anymore, and that was not one of them. Right at the start-finish line, Christopher Bell just took the race lead away. So it'll be an official lead change this time by. Again, he's going to be on about 25 lap 25 to 30 lap older tires than the rest of the field. It's going to be very, very interesting as to how quick Alex Bowman's going to be able to run it down. Now, shows that Bowman's about 3 seconds behind Bell right now. I'm thinking, though, that Christopher Bell might have a 1-lap lead on the field. That could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see when Bowman gets to the back bumper of the 20, which he wasn't in a hurry. The lap cars Bowman's going to have to work through first, though. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Very close to 1.2 thousand subs coming into the stream tonight. We're only 5 away. We might be there right now. I'm not entirely sure. I can't check the live count during the stream. Currently, at least. So, just kind of sitting on it. But thanks for everybody tuning in here tonight. We've had consistently really about 20 to 25 people watching this entire race so far. 20 likes so far as well. So definitely run that like button up. Hit it if you have not up to this point. Bell and Hamlin are going to fly right around Christopher Bell here. Bell's not even going to try to hold him back getting into turns 3 and 4. He's just going to stay wide. He's going to let those two go. And those were actually for position. So Alex Bowman, Denny Hamlin, run 1-2. Christopher Bell now back to third. So he didn't lead as long. He led about 10 to 15 laps, probably about 12 laps earlier in the race. The last time he led, that time he really only led for about 4 laps. He has led on strategy today, but again, we'll have to see if he can build himself up enough of a lead at the end of the race that when he gets on the strategy, he can hold on for those last 25 laps. Gonna have to keep continuing to try and grow that, though, as this race progresses. Kevin Harvick in the 4 car closing in from behind. He actually is looking to the outside. Bella is going to give him the bottom. Actually, he's going to block him here down the back straightaway. Pull back to the outside. Now he'll go high into turns 3 and 4. He's going to let the 4 of Harvick go. He brushes the wall, getting into the corner. That was not at all what Schneider wanted. Or sorry, Christopher Bell wanted. This is the career mode. Christopher Bell just trying to stay wide.
All clear.
Letting these faster cars on pressure tires take control in front of him. Bell lucky he didn't blow a right front tire getting into the wall into turn 3 that lap before, trying to run the high side again. Bell in the wall again in turns 3 and 4.
Got 1 left.
Got passed by Logano for position. Go back to the normal camera now at lap 189. Far chase cam, that is. Mercury, welcome to the stream. Firing to the top.
Keep moving forward.
Makes a pass for position. Christopher Bell now back to 6th place. Oh my goodness, Bell just about turned Ryan Preece off the exit of turn 4. Drifting up, drifting up, drifting up. Oh man, into the back of the 37. Up the hill goes the 20.
Clear, clear.
78 gets by. Austin Dillon coming on through for position. Former Coke 600 winner back in 2017. That's where he got his first career win. In this very race at the same racetrack.
3 wide, 2 outside. Clear all around.
He got held up big time.
Right.
Jumps to the outside in the middle of the corner to try and clear Christopher Bell on turn 4 and does.
Clear.
Pulling the block for safe measure now down the front stretch. Bell might pit before lap 200 this time to try and gain a little bit of extra time, only because he's starting to lose more of that lead again. So that will be the game plan here. Pulls it in on the 66 of Timmy Hill. Bell got tight behind that 66 car. He's in the wall again off of turn 4. Briscoe made an easy pass for position because of it. McDowell about to do the same. And actually, never mind. Briscoe was not for position.
One
Lap
left.
down right now. So Bell's the last car in the lead, lapping
high.
7th. With
Clear,
that
clear.
being said, McDowell gets by as well. Here comes Almirola, Custer. Sorry, no, that is 62, Noah Gregson.
Stay right.
He was in line
Clear,
there
clear,
for a
clear.
moment.
Stay right. Clear, clear, clear.
Into the left rear corner panel of the 20. Christopher Bell. Just about turned him off turn 4. Bell's just trying to hang on for dear life right now. Knowing a lot of these cars behind him are faster on fresh tires. Bell's going to pit at lap 195, a little bit earlier, by about 5 laps. He's lost a lot of time, it seems like, this run compared to other runs on these older tires. He is still on the lead lap for now, but by pitting this time by, hopefully he can start to cycle that more speed back before everybody ends up pitting here about 5 to 10 laps after. Make sure he gets down to the bottom of the track quickly. Ryan Blaney, the 12's coming in pretty quickly. Bell's going to pull down to the bottom of the track, and there he is. So into the pit lane comes Christopher Bell this time. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit, and he'll easily get down in time with ease without speeding. Oh, game. And see, this is costing us time in the pits, too. What is going on, man? Why does... I mean, that's going to cost us time. We are lucky we didn't dose the race car like we did whatever other track we did that at. Homestead, I think it was, in the career mode. That's just brutal. That's probably why we lost more time, because it did that earlier, too. We only spun once the first time. Or, the last time, I should say, but this time we spun again. Spun twice. Obviously, Bell just pit 5 laps before, so... We'll see when everybody pits if they'll still be back on the lead lap or not, but it's just so costly. I mean, that probably takes like an extra 8 seconds, 10 seconds of pit stop when it does that. It's just more time we have to gain on the racetrack with this strategy.
Rewind, 2 outside.
Yeah, we're on the apron getting up to speed, buddy. We don't have to worry about them wrecking us or anything. Bell's got fresh tires again, looking to go to work. Fresher tires on everybody else in front of him until they end up pitting now. Bell with a little bit of a short pit. 2x2 traffic in front of him. He's going to try to stay in the clean air into 1 and 2. Oh, he couldn't do it. Check up a little bit there behind Ryan Preece. It's all the way down to the apron on the fresh tires to make the pass. All clear now. LaJoy blocking the bottom. Bell slingshots underneath him, clears him into 3. Joey Logano, William Byron, next 2 cars up ahead. They're running 4th and 5th on the racetrack.
Clear, clear, clear.
Then Bell will blow by on fresher tires. Logano trying to side draft the 20 car.
Got one right.
Big block by Bell on top of the 22. Trying to pull clear and keep the Ford of Logano off that right rear corner panel.
Car right. Clear, 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 clear.
This is Bell just trying to gain as much time as he can. We'll be halfway home in 2 more laps in the Coca-Cola 600 on NASCAR 21 Ignition's custom schedule season here on the channel. That's a good racing during that last tire stint. What was a 3-car battle for the lead between Hamlin, Harvick, and Bowman. Hamlin leads this race currently. Harvick second, Bowman third. 2 of those 3 drivers have not won this year. Bell has led for a total of about 16 laps in today's race, and there are the leaders of Bowman, Hamlin, and Harvick. So Bell got to get the laps back. Harvick may have put the bumper to the 11. It looked like it. Hamlin got a little loose as Bell was trying to escape to the outside. Luckily, they didn't make contact, and Bell gets a lap back. I believe he was 2 down. Now he's 1 down. Remember, all this battle for the lead's possible after the race leader about lap 125 had wrecked, and being Tyler Reddick, who dominated and led almost every lap of the race leading to that point. Bell is expected to make 4 stops the rest of this race. He's not going to pit until lap 250. Sorry, 3 more stops the rest of the race. 3 stops, lap 250, 300, and 350 will be the final 3 stops of the day for Bell. The outside of Eric Jones, 4th position. That was a pass for 12.
All clear.
We got some drivers on the pit lane right now as we speak, making their next green flag stop. Almost 2 hours into this race. We're just a couple minutes away from that 2-hour period. So we're on pace to getting this race done in just less than 4 hours, but we are also on pace of this being the longest race ever on the channel. Longest race is 3 hours and 46 minutes. Torres a little push off the front bumper of the 20 of Bell that time. Bell trying to make his way through. Goes to the inside. Stenhouse with the block, and now Stenhouse is going to get a little bit of a push from Bell. These guys on all their tires holding Christopher Bell up. Bell makes his way clear, finally passing both of them, and actually both for position now moving into 9th. I think Bell is going to be back on the lead lap, hopefully. If not, that's going to stink if he's a lap down, losing that time after pitting still. Looks like Kevin Harvick's about 5.5 seconds behind him in the lead, so I believe that would say that Christopher Bell is the last car on the lead lap in 9th. Guys are going to have about 5 to 10 lap pressure tires trying to run Bell down. They will have to make another stop before Bell makes his 3rd to last stop of the race. With the nighttime sky now. Man, look at that car just jump tight. Following that same line as the 21st place car, Josh Bilicki fell up to 7th place now. So I believe that was Briscoe, and I'm not sure who else. Maybe Chastain. He still had to pit. That gave Bell up to 7th place. About 6 seconds ahead of Harvick. Last car in the lead lap. He'll cycle back to the lead once those other drivers
Got one left.
make their next stop.
Clear, 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 clear.
Bell's next stop will be scheduled at lap 250. Everybody else will pit right around lap 225 to 230. Now on the high side, trying to stay in the clean air behind the 38 of Anthony Alfredo. Remains to the high side. Alfredo tried to squeeze him there.
One left. Clear,
Oh
clear.
boy, that is close. I think there might have been a little bit of contact. Luckily, the bumpers were square when the contact was made between Christopher Bell and Anthony Alfredo. Corey
Clear,
LaJoy
clear.
coming out of the pit lane, pulling right in front of Bell. For a short run car or long run car for speed? Long run. In this game right now, long run car. Only because the cautions don't fly very frequent. So we can get away with it.
One left.
And Alfredo to the inside of Christopher Bell.
Still clear, clear, clear.
Bell doesn't need these guys to race him like this.
Clear, clear, clear.
Why is our crew chief saying clear?
Still next to you. Clear, clear.
Bell beats Anthony Alfredo though back to the inside into 1 and 2. Alfredo maybe going to try to take a run to the outside. Bell gets tight behind the 66 and Timmy Hill. He had to lift. Bell flies by. Down the 9th place he is, 1 lap down. Bell to the inside of the 66 of Hill. Briscoe's 1 lap down as well.
You're in the middle here, 3 wide.
Almost 3 wide off the extra corner. Briscoe wasn't quite there. Bell finally clears Timmy Hill. Talk about dirty air. Look at Briscoe's car go up the track after Bell chopped him off. Right in the center of turns 1 and 2 with that wider corner entry. He's going to stay wide this time at 3 and 4. He's going to let the 14 car go. And now he'll cut to the bottom in the middle of the corner. They're trying to race Corey LaJoy from 19th, looks like, as they're side-by-side off turn 4. I like how the sky's been glitching for a while. Over 100 laps now. Ever since that third stop at lap 100 for us, the sky's been glitching in turn 2.
Got 1 left.
Oh man, Corey LaJoy completely used up Christopher Bell. It's going to stay up.
Stay right.
The clean air.
Low. Clear, clear, clear.
Fredo looks like he's going to get back around him as well. In the heat game, it was okay to have a short run car, especially at certain tracks. Yeah, I mean, it's like that. It would be like that in this game, too. It's just, you know, we haven't raced at every track. We don't know if certain tracks maybe bring out more cautions. You know, on ones I haven't raced at, but on the tracks I have raced at, we either get like no cautions, very few. We get spins and wrecks, but we don't get cautions for them all the time. We've seen a couple spins in this race, one including the race leader, Tyler Reddick, who spun off turn 4. Around lap 125, costing himself a shot to win after he led over 100 laps to start the race. Now Kevin Harvick is the leader. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Again, Harvick and Bowman definitely have a good shot to win this. They've been in the top 3 for a while, really since Reddick wrecked, and even before Reddick wrecked, Harvick was in second behind Reddick before taking the lead, along with Hamlin and Bowman. Bell is still a contender in 7th place. He's on the lead lap right now. Last guy on the lead lap, just trying to play this pit strategy out to his best of abilities. About 5.5 to 6 seconds back. Kevin Harvick still getting into turn 3. Just so tight in traffic right now. He's got Alfredo, Briscoe, LaJoy all in front of him. Bell going to go to the outside of Anthony Alfredo.
Clear.
A massive run. Oh man, 3 wide up the middle. What a move! Christopher Bell.
Car right.
That's like the slickest move you can make in this game.
Still there.
Up the gut between Anthony Alfredo and Chase Briscoe,
Car right.
who just did not get off of turn 4 well at all.
Still next to you.
And Bell, that was one way to get into the clean air underneath the 7 of LaJoy.
You're 3.
Still about a half a lane below LaJoy that time from 3 and 4.
Got one right.
He's got a run on him now to the inside on the front stretch. And he pulls clear into turn 1. The slickest up the middle 3 wide move I've ever made in NASCAR 21 ignition. I'm surprised that hole didn't close. Cars coming out of the pit lane. Chris Buescher, Brad Keselowski. Go off of speed in this race. Looks like the rest of the field's kind of short pitting too. Consider at least the lap cars are. We haven't seen the lead lap cars pit yet, considering that Bell's still in 7th place. But Bell's short pit by about 5 laps. Now everybody else is short pitting by about 5 laps. Well, that's not going to help Bell at all, considering that he tried to go off strategy by short pitting an extra 5 laps that time. And everybody's staying on the same strategy by just pitting 5 laps earlier themselves. So it's going to have to be relying on the pit crew, which have been fairly fast most of the race. They've had a couple slow stops, but those last 2 stops especially were not really the pit crew's fault. It was more the AI's fault for when I hit that commitment line and it takes over on pit road and it spun out both times. Spun out, did 2 burnouts the last time and spun out quick 360 the time before that. Dover's a fun track to keep games. We're having a blast with that. By 2 lap traffic coming up in front of the 20 of Bell. Look at Bell's car just shift way up the track. He's still up the track and now in the wall off the exit of turn 4. He did all he could just to keep it off the wall that time. It wasn't enough. Napa Boy, welcome to the stream. Talk a wreck. Yeah, I've been talking most of the race and we haven't really wrecked.
Got one right.
It's got really tight with side-by-side traffic of Larson and Freese right in front of
All clear.
Christopher Bell. Larson's coming back. He was leading at the very, very beginning of the race. Something happened to him during those first pit stops right around lap 25. He cycled back to 25th. He had a similar circumstance back in the Daytona Oval where he led early in that race as well. We still have not, so we've only seen the lap cars pit about 5 laps earlier in comparison to what Bell did when he pit at lap 195. Bell's still going to take it to lap 250. It'll be a 55-lap run this time, which will be one of the longest runs he has made on tires in this race today as he tries to get back into this race. Muscles by Michael McDowell. Still the lead lap cars have not pit. We're closing in on lap 230, so they're going even longer than what they have so far in this race. It's going to be interesting. That will help Bell. I mean, it's helping him now considering he already pitted a little bit fresher tires than those guys. But it also means that he's going to have older tires for a less period of time than what he would have been earlier in the race. A little high side to get the clean air 1 and 2. Just at Haley, Eric Almirola in front of him. He's going to pull the bottom underneath Haley, make a quick pass there. Oh my goodness, Kurt Busch coming in out of nowhere. Oh, we got a crash! Off of turn 4, couldn't tell who it was, but somebody went around with some contact, trying to avoid a car that I believe was trying to get to the pit lane. Bell up to 4th. I'm not sure if it was a lead lap car or not. Bell gets tight behind the Rick Ware car. Almost got ran into the backup by Matt DiBenedetto.
2 on the outside. You're 3.
Rick Ware car does have a little bit of damage to the front bumper. He may be trying to come into the pits. Bell's going to try to clear him as quickly as he can. Barely clears him off the exit in turn 4. That's the 3rd time Bell has had to miss a wreck off turn 4 in the race today. Still no cautions at all in the race as well.
We'll give you 1 more.
Bell up to 2nd. The race leader still has to pit. Yeah, again, it stinks without a rearview mirror because I had no clue Kurt Busch was coming in there. My goodness, Matt DiBenedetto coming in hot himself. He might have pit already. I'm not entirely sure. NED back at 34th. Kurt Busch 35th. They're both all over the back bumper of the 20th Bell right now. Bell's going to stay wide in turns 1 and 2 this time. He's going to let Kurt Busch go. Matt DiBenedetto could not get underneath Bell that time and has to ride in the high line behind him as Busch used Bell as a pick. We're going to draft off Kurt Busch down the back straightaway, going to pull into the clean air to the top and let the 21 of DiBenedetto go, who's faster on fresher tires. Patrick Chatterley, welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm atrocious with you. You're good, man. You're good. Still got about 168 laps to go that time by at the line. Christopher Bell into the lead. Will be an official lead change this time by. So he is hoping that he can lead continuously to at least lap 250. Will be his next scheduled stop. Use bar cam. This is the bar chase cam. Yeah, this is the bar chase cam. See. Good. Yeah, Kurt Busch has had a lot fresher tires. That's why he came in as hot as he did, considering he's 34. I'll have to go back to 35th. Benedetto gets around him here. Those drivers on fresher tires, they will run Bell down. Will they get to him before he pits at lap 250, though? If not, Bell's in good position to win this race. As long as, obviously, he doesn't have to make another unscheduled stop like he did back at lap 8. But again, it was early enough in the race that he knew he had a chance to come back from it going off strategy. Having that flat tire very early in the race. But obviously, with having it that early in the going means that he couldn't afford to have it again the rest of the day. So far, he's made it over 200 laps since with no issues. Close to getting into an issue and has made contact with a couple of drivers, gotten to the wall about 3 or 4 times today as well, but no major issue. We'll win the Clash in 2022. Man, that's a bold prediction. I can obviously change my pick between now and then as long as the race doesn't start. So for right now, I'm going to say Denny Hamlin because he's a great short track racer. He has proven to be one of the more consistent drivers in NASCAR today. I wouldn't take Larson necessarily because he doesn't really run good at the flat short tracks like New Hampshire, Martinsville. Those are some of his worst tracks. The Clash is going to be basically a flat quarter-mile short track, so I don't see Larson, at least on asphalt, with those types of tracks. Dirt can do one thing, but on asphalt, I don't trust Larson there to win. So I'll go Denny Hamlin right now. You can definitely tell we're in the nighttime sky. It's really hard to see that Concord car came out of the pits right in front of DiBenedetto and Busch. Ryan Preece in 17th did just that. But anyway, it's hard to see the water tower, Concord water tower off the exit of turn 2 now. Larson or Blaney? Yeah, I'm leaning with Hamlin for the moment. Bell closes back in on Kurt Busch off the exit of turn 2 down to the inside. Ryan Blaney and Michael McDowell have really closed the gap all of a sudden on Christopher Bell.
Right.
Look at Blaney going to the outside.
Car right.
To get around McDowell for position. They battle for 8th. Oh my goodness, Blaney just moved right into Christopher Bell. About turned himself. He ended up in the wall down the front stretch. Actually, he's battling McDowell for 7th place.
Clear. Car right.
McDowell following to the outside. Blaney just had no regard for where Christopher Bell was underneath him. And Kevin Harvick all of a sudden only 4 seconds off the lead in second. Larson's coming in pretty quickly on pressure tires right now as well. And once he gets around him, the next car to catch Bell will be Kevin Harvick. Keegan wins the Clash tonight. Goodness.
Three wide. You got 2 up.
3 wide to the bottom goes Bell. He had a heck of a run off turn 2. Barely clears Kurt Busch. Larson got picked behind those guys. Bell's a little faster than DiBenedetto right now as well. We'll get to the inside. Harvick is closing in a hurry. Bell is still 10 laps away from his next pit stop. They'll stay in front of Matty D off turn 2. Larson's still trying to get around Kurt Busch. Harvick's going to have to get around those slower cars quickly. And Bell is going to try to fend off Kevin Harvick as much as he possibly can, but it is going to be tough on old tires. About 35 lap old tires to be exact. Larson in the 5, trying to get around Christopher Bell right now. Bell going to go wide intentionally into turns 1 and 2 and let Larson go to the inside. Not going to battle Larson on the pressure tires. And how about William Byron, who right now is on an absolute hot streak and is finishing the top 5 in 3 straight races. Oh, Bell got tight behind Larson, and here comes Harvick as he gets into the back of the 20 car. Bell didn't even really try to throw a block there. Harvick just drilled him off turn 4 and almost turned him. Bell's got no chance. He's not going to hold these guys up too much longer. Barely held them up at all. Really, Briscoe just doored Bell on his way by. Bell gets a tag on the left rear corner panel from Byron. Byron just completely moved Bell out of the way. That was for second, but not sure where Byron has really come from in this race. He won at Dover just a handful, not even a handful, that was within this 3-race stretch 3 races ago. Byron trying to go for his second win of the season. He had a great run in real life in the Coke 600, finished top 3 earlier this year. He's going to have to get back around Busch and DiBenedetto again. Well, holding on to 3rd for now. Denny Hamlin closing in. Bowman about a 1.5 seconds behind Hamlin yet. Bell to the inside of Kurt Busch as they make their way into 1 and 2.
Still there.
Hamlin clears Busch, going to go wide. He's going to let his teammate Hamlin down to the inside. Hamlin might have gotten stuck behind Kurt Busch on the high side. Bell going to go wide. Blocking the outside, going into turn 3. Gives up the ground for Hamlin to get underneath him.
All clear.
Bell get a little bit of clean air with the 21 running the bottom further up ahead. Yeah, they should have the duels in the clash in this game for sure. We haven't had those in a NASCAR game since like the few Technics games.
Stay right. All clear.
Sad it's been that long. Went around the outside of Matt DiBenedetto. Big run into turn 3. While using the clean air on the high side.
Carlo.
Oh, Kurt Busch pulled into the side of the 20. DiBenedetto make... Oh my goodness, down into the AstroTurf goes Bowman to miss the 20 of Bell. But Kurt Busch clipped Christopher Bell. He tried to get out of the way of the 21 of DiBenedetto.
Probably in the top 10 now. Keep this pace. Keep focused. Clear, clear. Stay left.
DiBenedetto made that late dive to pit road. I'm guessing Kurt Busch probably going to pit this time around, so Bell's going to try to look out.
Clear, clear,
Potentially
clear.
go wide. Really tight in the dirty air behind Logano, though. There's Busch into the pits. Bell back to 6th now as Logano passed him to get that final spot in the top 5. Bowman, of course, was a pass for position for 4th as well. Real damage would be ruptured. I'm on complex damage, so it still doesn't take much to blow a tire. But that's why we blew one back on lap 8, just hitting the wall. Gotten away with it for now, at least. And Bell will pit on lap 250. Will be the scheduled stop. So not this time by, but the following time by, Bell will pit.
Got one left.
Oh my goodness,
Clear,
Joe
clear,
Gase
clear, clear, clear.
completely doored Bell out of the way, even though Bell gave him plenty of room to the inside. Bell will pit this time by. He's going to make sure he gets down to the bottom lane into turn 3. Going to check up well enough to stay low as Kurt Busch.
All clear.
EJ McLeod go by on pressured tires, especially Kurt Busch. He just pitted not that long ago. Coming in hot, 45 miles an hour is that pit road speed limit for Bell. And the game, we made it. We kissed the wall a little bit, but the game did not spin us out that time. Hopefully this will mean for a very quick stop for Christopher Bell. This crew needs it. Two stops remain after this one for Bell the rest of the race. You had pit 10 laps later so you could pit behind. Well, we're going off strategy anyway. The AI in this game on the 550 tracks pit halfway through a run, so we're pitting every 50 laps. They're pitting every 25 laps. So that's kind of like the off strategy in this race, which is actually helping us considering we were a lap down earlier, at most 2 laps down on strategy at one point, but because of the blown tire in lap 8, we were a lap down very early in the race, so we kind of had to go off strategy, and this is the best way to do it, is stretching these runs out. So we're going to give up time in the back half of the run, but now for these next, 25 to 30 laps before the rest of the field pits around lap probably 280, considering they made it to lap 230 the last time. So around lap 280, the lead lap cars will pit. Bell's got to make up the time right now.
Clear, clear, clear.
as he is on these fresher tires, blown by Timmy Hill and Noah Gregson down the back straightaway. I keep overrunning the corners on fresh tires. The car gets so tight later in the run, so I'm like overcorrecting it on fresher tires.
Low.
Sorry if I drive anybody nuts with that. It is what it is. That time we hooked it beautifully. You create your own stages? No, I don't plan on doing that for this season at least. I planned on doing a season without stages anyway, so if there was an option to turn them off, so this is probably the best way to do it. Experience. I find it fun to run the full race. I do the live commentary for the sake of the channel. That was a gutsy dive. 3 wide into 3.
Clear all around.
Putting the fresh tires to work is Christopher Bell right now. Would do it for the live commentary side of things. That's the main focus of the channel. It's not so much to play NASCAR video games as much as it is to... You know, I've experienced with different NASCAR games, obviously, but I have fun playing the game, but at the end of the day, it's about the commentary. That's why we do the actual race commentary. The real races starting this last season on the weekend. We're going to do it again here. Oh, hard into the wall! Ryan Preece. It looked like he got loose off turn 4. Might have made contact with the car to his outside. And he drills the entrance to the pit road wall, that tire barrier.
Clear, clear, clear.
That was a hard lick at nearly full speed.
Got one left. Low. All clear.
I kind of forgot the rest of the field is actually going to pit now, and then they're going to pit around lap 2. Maybe 290 by that time, but this is the strategy here for Christopher Bell.
Still there.
Fresher tires for now. Just waiting for the lead lap cars to make their stop. He's gaining time, obviously, for the moment.
One left.
He will end up losing this time eventually. Cycled him back inside the top 5 briefly. Joey Logano up there. But assume Bell's a lap down. Unless they've already pit. If they did already pit, then he passed their position. I doubt they already pit because Bell's closing in on Logano, and Logano would have fresher tires if they pit, considering Bell pit first. I think being able to watch a full race, too, consistently for almost my entire life without getting bored is probably another reason why I'm able to, you know, race a video game race to the fullest without getting bored. I mean, don't get me wrong, it gets boring every now and then at times. And in a race like this where we're just constantly chasing the strategy and stuff, it's fun for me. Hopefully you guys have a lot of fun watching, listening to the commentary. I think Logano and Bell are pretty even right now, so maybe Logano is already pit. But the best corner Bell's had during this run that time he wanted to. Not only went full Capado, but he hooked beautifully down to the inside. Maybe 1.288 that last time. Actually kind of surprising that we're into the nighttime. Bell's fastest lap was during the daytime of the race. We are very well into the nighttime sky. It is completely dark around the racetrack now. Favorite NASCAR moment you've ever seen on TV? So you're not counting the races I was at in person, essentially. The question means, gotta say that.
Stay right.
I mean, how could you not say that 2003 Ricky Craven Kurt Busch finish at Darlington? That's a classic. I don't think I was old enough to remember that live. I remember seeing that when I was really young, but I don't think I saw it live. I probably did, but don't remember it. But out of ones I can remember, 2007 Daytona 500, that finish was insane. 2016 500, I mean, it just gives you chills every time. Darren's 499, 2009, Keselowski and Edwards. That blew my mind. I was telling people at school what happened. They were like, not comprehending what I was saying. We didn't watch NASCAR, so it didn't make sense. I mean, that's got to be the craziest, like, most shocking finishes of all time.
Clear all around.
Even Talladega 2011, you know, I didn't care for, like, the tandem racing much, but nearly 4 wide, 4x4 at the line. Crazy. A lot of Mike Joy calls, though, just really good.
Got one left. Clear all around.
Yeah, everyone's passing Jimmy. I definitely remember seeing that one live. We were in the process of moving during that race, so I missed I remember missing most of the race, but I caught the end of it. And we were actually like eating dinner, supposed to be eating dinner in the kitchen. I wasn't going out there because I wanted to see the end of the race. It was like 10 to go. And I got yelled at for, you know, not getting back to the table. But I'm glad I got to see that race in person. Nobody understood me as a kid. I mean, a lot of people still don't understand me now because they don't. A lot of people I know don't really watch NASCAR and keep up with NASCAR too much. The other reason really that my family does to a certain extent now is just because how into it I am. But it wasn't like that for the longest time. Even when I was racing, like I was still, you know, watching. I would race Saturday night, so I might miss like the night races. But, you know, I didn't. Oh my goodness! If they were racing Sunday afternoon, I was watching it on TV, but nobody else really cared. He got into the wall that time. It turns 3 and 4. He got tight. He wasn't really in much dirty air. He just kind of lost the race car for a split second.
Stay right.
Now we're past the Benedetto on the high side. We are just over 2.5 hours into this Coca-Cola 600. We're close to them on about 130 laps to go. Christopher Bell currently running 5th. He's led 16 laps so far today. Likely going to be leading more after the next set of pit stops for the AI. Edwards interviewed with us. I mean, the backflip off the car is great. I hope Emmerich wins more races. See more backflips. I was surprised he did it off the roof the other night. I even, because we were doing the live commentary on the channel of that race. You know, and when I was doing like the commentary for him, like doing the backflip, I was like, oh man, he's stepping up to the roof. I was kind of nervous. Like, I'll be careful.
Clear.
Because Edwards always did it from the door, so it was like, the roof, that's an extra like foot and a half. I mean, that's a big difference.
One left.
And he had never won a race before, so I don't think he had ever jumped off a car, like that style car with a backflip before either, so. That was definitely a sketchy backflip, but hey, he did it. I saw Carl Edwards do a couple backflips in rain short races before, and I got nervous with him doing the backflip in the rain. Remember that happened at Bristol once. Or like at Bristol with like the banking or whatever, it's just like an awkward, it's gotta be an awkward landing. Chase Briscoe in the way right now of the battle between Logano and Bell for 4th position on the racetrack. Briscoe might be on a little bit fresher tires. Trying to side draft the 20 car down the front stretch, pulls away for a brief moment.
Car right.
14 side drafts to 20 enough. Bell's not able to get to Logano, and now Logano pulls up with a block off the exit of turn 2. Bell gets into the back of him. Now Bell's on the outside of Logano. Logano moves up.
Clear.
Oh my goodness, Bell tried to hop in line.
Got one right.
And he barely keeps it off the 14. Logano, 2 blocks. And nearly not only turned himself, but almost put the 20 of Bell into the wall with him. And Bell just decided to lift, get out of the way, let Briscoe go, and he still almost slid up the track into Briscoe. Bell's coming back after Logano. He's side by side, battling the 14 car. It was a lap down. The 14 just took a trip into the AstroTurf off turn 4, slowed his momentum up. Bell got around him on the outside, shoots the gap to the inside of Logano into 1 and 2.
All clear. Car right. Clear.
Bell clears Logano. That was a pass for 4. Yeah, I was definitely too young to remember that summer Daytona race in 2001. I do remember when Dale Jr. won in the 3 car in the Xfinity Series in the early 2010s. That was pretty cool. He was pretty emotional then, too, and that was just an emotional win. I remember Tony Erie Jr. even crying like on the pit box at the end of it. Oh,
got 1 right. 3 wide. You got 2 up top. All clear.
The 2 car just kept coming down. Bell tried to get out of the way, ended up in the AstroTurf, trying to get around him, still make contact.
Clear.
Even though all 4 tires were in the turf. Luckily, that didn't turn the race car around. I'm sure Edwards would still be great in general if he came back, but he's not coming back. He would have came back by now. He's been out of the sport for 7 years already next season. 2016 was his last race. That'll be 7 years next year. Well, I guess at the end of the season, it'd be 7 years next season. But still, it's been 6 years. I'm sure he would still be competitive, but he is that good of a driver. He's not coming back. Just kind of ignores any comeback rumors, really. Trying to stay out of the spotlight. Denny Hamlin. Bell catching up to the 3rd place car down for position. Seems like Bowman and Harvick have really pulled away from him, and if it is going to be between Bowman and Harvick at the end of the race, again, that will be a battle for a playoff spot. Either one of those two have a win this season. They become the 11th different winner in the first 17 races. Christopher Bell has finished in the top 10 in 3 straight races and has back-to-back top 5s. Or sorry, not back-to-back top 5s. 2 top 5s in that stretch of 3 races. 7th at the Daytona Oval. 5th at the Daytona Road Course. 4th at Dover. Bell uses the lap car of Almirola as a pick to get by Hamlin that time. And just like that, Christopher Bell is up to 3rd. And now on the outside of Michael McDowell, pulling clear down the front stretch with a block. I believe Denny Hamlin pit that time, so Bell passed him down the backstretch. Hamlin then pits right after. One of the top two had also hit pit road that last time by, so Bell is now to second. Still waiting on the leader to hit the pits. Bowman would have hit that last time, so Kevin Harvick still on the track and leading. I think I see him up there. Nope, maybe not. Wreck off turn 4 around green flag pit stops this time. We've seen 3 of them today. There's Denny Hamlin cycling out of the pits a lap down. Think he'd still be at Gibbs? No. I don't think so. If so, he'd take over for Bell, but that wouldn't make any sense bringing Bell up. They got a bunch of seasoned veterans in there, former champs. I doubt it. But if he did take over the 20, talk about an all-star team. I mean, that team's basically an all-star team as it is, just with Bell in the lineup too.
Got one right.
Crazy.
Clear, clear, clear.
Lap 282. Bowman into the... Oh, wow. Bowman into the pits again.
Clear all around.
William Byron is the leader right now. Surprised Byron stayed out as long as he has. He's only about 2.5 seconds ahead of Bell, who's still on fresher tires than him. So Bell is running down Byron. He's going to lose a lot of time to Harvick and Bowman. Bowman is pitting again, though, from 6th place. He was in the top 3. And I'm starting to think that maybe he had a pit road speeding penalty and had to serve a pass-through, in which he was making that extra stop. If not, maybe a mechanical failure. No, it's not a mechanical failure because Bowman's back out on the track again in 6th. Byron pit that last time. Bell led the lap at the line. Now we'll see if Bell can lead to lap 300. Which is the hope. Got a pretty gigantic lead. Oh, at Gibbs if he's still... So you're saying if he hadn't retired. I don't know if they could have sustained all 4 of those guys for a long period of time. Byron coming out of the pit lane, right in front of Bell. Bell gets around him. Can hold Byron up right now on fresher tires. Here comes the 48 car, his teammate of Alex Bowman to the inside. Bell held these guys up a little bit. Bell's going to go to the outside and let these faster cars through. Look at Bowman trying to side draft the 20 of Bell. Bell trying to go up the track a little higher, and that's going to cost Denny Hamlin some valuable time on the racetrack. Bowman now gets only one of his 2 laps back. Ryan Newman to the inside. And now there's no other car in the vicinity of Christopher Bell. If I find an Irwin Tools Kurt Busch paint scheme at Daytona this summer, I think I'm going to get it. I just love this scheme so much. Racing it now on NASCAR 21 Ignition, even though it's Christopher Bell and it's the 20 car. I just love it. Got tight behind Newman, but not tight enough. Stays in the gas, and he's actually to the inside of a 6 car. Got a lot better corner through turns 1 and 2. Still lift a little bit more with Newman on fresher tires, though. And gets that run off the high side and pulls clear of Bell off turn 4. Lap 3:01 will be the next pit stop for Christopher Bell. He's still in the lead as of right now.
Car right. Still next to you. Still
Everything
clear
to
all
still
around.
stay clean. Clears Ryan Newman down the backstretch before entering turn 3. Got back in the gas too soon, a little tight. Newman gonna pass him right back.
Clear, clear.
It's costing Bell some time going back and forth with the 6 and Newman. Anytime they really get along side by side with each other, even if Bell's in line behind the 6 car. It's gonna get tight off turn 2. Keeps it off the wall. Stayed in the gas enough though.
Clear, clear.
Again, pulls to the bottom, and Ryan Newman, being Ryan Newman here, being very difficult to pass right now after Christopher Bell.
Clear all around.
Bell pulls
Clear all
up
around.
right in front of the 6 car. Newman gonna try a crossover. Bell with a block on the front stretch. Trying to keep Newman off that corner panel. Almirola, Stenhouse, Logano all closing in. Well, a little bit faster than the 6. Logano, first driver, 1 lap down. He is closing in very quickly. They'll get to stay to the outside into turn 1 this time. Let the 10, the 47, and the 22 by.
Got 1 left. Clear all around. Got 1 left.
Stenhouse
Clear.
almost gets into the left rear of Bell. And he had to check up. Almirola's going to pull away from him now. Bell going to stay wide intentionally through 3 and 4. Let Stenhouse go. But he backed it out too much, and Newman's going to get by as well. Bell did not mean for Newman to make the pass. Bell to the inside of Ryan Newman, trying to cross it back over on the bottom into 1.
Clear all around.
Michael McDowell, the 34, coming through now. Bell not going to let him go this time. He's, oh my goodness, really tight. He's in the wall, and Newman gets into the left rear and almost turns Bell. At least turned him down to the inside of the racetrack. Bell made a great save off of turn 2. Wildest moment in NASCAR is when Dale Jr. Nah. I mean, it's a wild. It's probably one of the craziest fuel mileage situations ever. I would say I think wildest moments is probably Edwards and Keselowski 09 Vegas. Just with that being the finish of the race. Either that or 2007 500. Dark Crypto, welcome to the stream. Man, that was just a great save by Bell. Again, lucky he didn't blow the tire getting into the wall. I think he's going to repair some damage under this next stop, though. Just for safety precautions after Newman got into the left rear and he ended up in the wall. And again, he's lucky that slide down to the inside of the racetrack didn't take much out of it. He's only 5 laps away from the next stop. Right at the 3/4 mark of this race. Lap 3:01 is what the intention of pitting is for Bell. So he lets Briscoe and Balicki by. Trying to get his 5th career win. This could be his first career crown jewel victory. Maybe the 5th win of the season. Still got the lead this far into the run. Tells me he looks to have the lead for the next 4 laps beyond this. Logano and Harvick was just another Harvick rivalry in the end of it. And I think that might have been Logano's first rivalry, if I'm not mistaken. This might be the first time I think I've seen Quinn Houff in the 0-0 all day. He's from the inside, Bell to the outside. Turns 1 and 2. Trying to make the pass. Clears him down to the bottom into turn 3. Damage repair for the final time today for Bell on this next stop. Strategy seemingly working out for him for right now. Some lap cars coming out of the pits. Down on the bottom of the racetrack. Making his way by. Christopher Bell will stay out of the pits this time, but he will pit the following time. Probably going to have to let the 17 car of Chris Buescher by. Maybe even the 0-0 of Quinn Houff by. 100 laps to go in the Coca-Cola 600. On the custom schedule season for NASCAR 21 Ignition. Bell stays wide to let the 17 car, Chris Buescher, go down underneath him. Man, still tight. He's in the wall. Off turn 2. Bell will get down to the bottom of the track, though, in time before Quinn Houff gets there, and he will pit anyway this time by. 4 tires and fuel. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit for Christopher Bell. That was the cleanest pit road entry we've had all night. Thank goodness. Second to last stop of the day for Christopher Bell. No adjustments, and can the sophomore driver get the win in the second biggest race of the season? Patchwork on the side of the 20 car now. The minimal contact he's made in this race, technically it would be the right side because of the wall, but it's alright. He got in the wall again right before he pit, but at least it was before he pit. Really going to try to keep it clean to the end, but got to go very, very hard racing to the finish now. Bell back to 6th. They'll add fresh tires and try to make this time back up before the rest of the field pits in the next 10 laps. Keselowski flipping in. Yeah. It was wild to see a car have I should say in the 2010s nonetheless, have a blowover at Atlanta. Like, that's something that wouldn't have happened until the 80s, but the car tomorrow with the wing did that. Bell's got plenty of room to pull up on this racetrack. A lot of clean air in front of him as well as no traffic behind him. He's got the freshest tires in the field, and he's looking to go to work. Bell had 16 laps before leading for about 19 to 20 laps there before making his stop. Well, just under 40 laps total in the race today. Next and final stop will be at lap 351. That will be the final stop of the day for Christopher Bell. And he's just going to have to hope that that final run of the race on older tires, he can hang on to the finish. And obviously he's going to have to stay out of trouble from now until then. He's missed 3 crashes in this race today. 3 different times he had to make a wreck avoidance all off turn 4. All those times he had to go down to the AstroTurf to miss his spin. That was when race leader at the time, Tyler Reddick, had gone for a spin, costing himself obviously a shot to win the race. There was another couple wrecks that were out of his way completely. He never really had to miss. Ryan Preece hitting that tire barrier at the front of the pit road entrance. That was a funny Brad K moment. Oh my goodness. That was on the brakes for a while there. Pulls it in behind Stenhouse and Almirola. Oh my goodness, Almirola.
Clear.
Completely using up the 20 of Bell.
Still next to you. Clear.
Logano coming out of the pits. Oh man, hold up right in front of the 20 of Bell. Bell slingshot to the inside. There's a pass for position.
Got one right. Clear all around.
Half lane down to the apron to get by McDowell. Swung wide in the middle of the corner. How about Michael McDowell still in the top 10 up to 7th? Still has to make a stop though, I believe. But he's been in the top 10 most of the night. Led laps early. Very, very early in the race. Turns 3 of 4, not even coming all the way out of the gas that time. Try to go full throttle through 1 and 2. It's going to be tough. Chris Buescher there.
Got one left.
Bell's able to do it, and he's able to stay on the high side while doing it. Making the pass on Buescher. Logano gets by on the outside of Buescher as well, and he's closing in fast on the back bumper of the 20. These guys are going to be battling for position. Right now, presumably, it looks like it'll be for 4th. At this point in the race, Bell is not wanting to give up any more time. Logano to the high side in 1 and 2. That's not going to work. Still got some lap cars who have been coming out of the pits recently. Bell to the bottom to block Logano. Logano almost gets into the back of the 20. 3 wide. Off of turn 4. Car coming out of the pits. That was Eric Jones. Bell checked up in time. He still got into the back of him, but that was like barely getting into the back of him. And somehow Jones didn't spin the car trying to get to pit road. Now Bell clips the wall as he's stuck behind Alfredo. Buescher gets by to the inside now.
Clear. 2 on the outside.
3 wide down the back.
Stay left, 2 on the outside. You're 3. All clear. 3 wide, 2 outside.
And Logano gets pinched behind McLeod, and Bell passes him back for 4th. Second time Bell had to miss a car trying to pit today. Boy, the second time that Logano and Bell have raced each other extremely hard in this one. Joy staying wide. Oh, Logano went to the high side to get the clean air on the front bumper of his car, and he got caught behind LaJoy. Gonna buy Bell a little bit more time. Closing in on Keselowski, lifted a hair off 4 to get the car to turn underneath him. Keselowski files in line behind him. Bell now a second ahead of Logano. The rest of the field, as far as the leaders go, will have to pit 2 more times today. Bell will have to pit 1 more time. Will the tire strategy work for Bell? It's helped him lead just less than 40 laps, but can he lead the most important lap, which will be the final one? Shaping up to come down to the wire. Our closest finish yet on the channel when it comes to NASCAR 21 Ignition by far, I think, has to be the Sonoma fuel mileage race. Not a fuel mileage race, but a pit strategy race at that. Well, barely goes full throttle through 1 and 2. Really keeping it off the wall. He is digging, but boy, does he need this car to stay clean. And he did a great job doing that in that heavy lap traffic a little bit ago when Jones had to make the late dive into the pits.
Got one right. All clear.
Where did he come from, moment? Yeah, that's a good one.
All right.
AC Mirrors 2007
Clear.
Coke 600. That's definitely one of the top ones. Oh, went wide and tried to get the clean air on his nose with the 62.
Right.
Just cut down in time.
Still there.
As cleanly as he could have done it.
Clear.
Overdrove 3 and 4 in the process, but at least he was able to get around. Well, I mean, I guess on technicality it is Brendan John, but we're going to say it's Noah Gragson for the points situation again. 22nd, not bad for the beer can on a mile and a half. Really good. Had quite a few DNFs though, which is a common factor. Coca-Cola 600. Even in NASCAR Heat 5, we always had like 8 to 12 DNFs. Not uncommon for this race's standards. I think on NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005, if I remember right, we had a lot of DNFs. Like, I mean, almost half the field or something like that. 17 or 18 drivers failed to finish. I was even looking like only 4 cautions. It wasn't like we had many yellows. Had 0 cautions in this race today so far. Hamlin's been caught behind a lap car of Kyle Larson, who's worked his way up to 11th after dropping out of the lead earlier with an issue. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Got this 600. It's definitely looking like Bell is a contender. He closes in on Hamlin. Pretty equal tires right now with the other drivers on the lead lap. They all pit within 5 laps of each other. Bell will have to pit one more time. The rest of the field will have to pit twice. Bell's next stop will be at lap 351 in another 31 laps. He is 8th of the day total. He got really tight back in the gas a little too soon there in turn 2. He was far enough behind Hamlin. I don't think it was a dirty arrow, though it could have been. They were in the same exact line. A little wider entry that time. Oh man, Hamlin moved up in the center of the corner, though. I think he is close enough that the dirty air is costing him. Hamlin almost got into the left rear of Kyle Larson off turn 4. Making a very deep dive off the exit of the corner. Hamlin side by side with Larson. That's going to hold him up. Here comes Christopher Bell, Hamlin's teammate. He's going to give Hamlin a little bit of a bump draft down the back straightaway at Charlotte. Launching him by the 5 car. Larson going to side trap that right rear corner panel of Bell, holding him back into turn 3 on entry. Bell clears Larson off turn 4, and he's got his eyes set on the 11 of Hamlin. And a lot of lap traffic will be incoming in front of the battle for 3rd. Bell trying to get the clean air. Nearly the entire car down to the apron. The high downforce package allowing for it. Trying to stay away from the 11 car to make sure Hamlin didn't side draft him down the backstretch. Hamlin will still try to side draft though his way into 3.
Clear all around.
An enormous pack of cars up there. Second place, Kevin Harvick's right in the middle of it with nowhere to go. And I wonder if the race leader, William Byron, is in the middle of it as well. Bowman in 6th is right there. I see Byron. He might have made his way through it already. Larson's gotten back between Hamlin and Bell. And he's going right back to holding Denny up. Oh, Bell gets blocked off by Suarez big time into 3. It wasn't a major block, though. Suarez was already down on the bottom. Bell was just coming in hot. 3 wide on the front stretch. Oh, my goodness. Bell just trying to make way through. Almost having contact there. The 48 car of Bowman was on the outside. Suarez in 10th was on the inside. Bell gets the clean air through 1 and 2. And gets the run off the banking on the 4 of Harvick. Looks low. Harvick thought about taking it 3 wide of the middle. He gets picked behind Blaney. Bell's to second. Trying to clear the 12 car off turn 4 and does. And now he's only 2 seconds off race leader William Byron. 76 laps to go in the Coca-Cola 600. Bell trying to block Harvick on his way into 1 and 2. Bell on the high side. Might give the lane up on the bottom for Harvick. Bell got tight. He had to lift. Harvick still didn't really gain much ground. I think Bell might have the fastest car on the track right now. Question is now, can he get to the lead before Byron has to pit for his second to last time? Top 10 Dover in the Cup Series. There you go. Get that consistency going. Speaking of consistency, I think these might be the 2 most consistent drivers of the last 3 races. Would be William Byron and Christopher Bell, and they happen to be running 1-2 in the Coca-Cola 600. Byron with a win at Dover in the last 3 races. 3 straight top 5s, including 2 top 2s. Bell, 2 top 5s in the last 3 races, 3 straight top 10s. No wins in that stretch, though, for him. The 4th, the 5th, and the 7th. Not in that exact order, but exact order would have been 4th, 7th, and then 5th in the last 3. Bell is closing in on the 24, slowly but surely, and he's definitely pulling away from Harvick and Hamlin behind him. I believe only the top 5 or 6 cars, the top 5 would be on the lead lap. Bowman, his first car lap down at 6. He had to make an extra stop. I think he might have had a pit road penalty for speeding earlier in the race because he made 2 stops right around lap 250.
All right.
For his normal stop, the one probably after speeding. Bell gets tight behind Byron, but he does clear the 37 of Priest, who also got tight behind Bell. All worked out. Bell trying to stay in the draft now on William Byron. He's going to try to pull into the clean air to the high side in 1 and 2. Looking for more grip. It's going to help. Bell looks quick. Byron with a block off turn 2. Battle for the lead with about 71 to go in the Coca-Cola 600. Bell again to the top. Byron to the bottom. Bell has the run off turn 4. Side by side for the lead. They make contact. Byron slips up the track just a little bit, still side by side for the lead. Oh, and Bell gets tight. He got back in the gas too soon, and he's in the wall. And Byron will live to survive another race. Another day, I should say. The race is not over. We still got 71 to go, but the battle for at least that lap is over. Now 70 laps to go, even at the line. Bell on top, trying to get the clean air again. Big run on Ryan Priest. He should blow by him on the front stretch.
Clear, clear, clear.
Throws the block. He is all clear. Down to the bottom of the track now in 1 and 2. He didn't want to get the clean air that time and risk Priest get back underneath him. Kevin Harvick has closed in all of a sudden. He might be the fastest car on the track. Bell struggling to pass the 24 of Byron. Bell got a great run off turn 2. He looks low into 3. Byron with a block. Harvick is on the move, and here he comes.
Clear all around.
Where did Kevin Harvick come from? Mr. Where did he come from, indeed, is back in this race.
All clear. Car right.
Oh, and he gets squeezed, and Bell gets into the back of the 24, stalling both cars out.
Clear, clear. Stay left.
Giving Harvick the run on the outside. Bell trying to push Byron and help him out down the back straightaway. Can Harvick get to the inside into 3? He does. Kevin Harvick to the race lead at Charlotte. Oh, man. Byron into the pits, and Bell made contact. And actually, Harvick was a lap down. Bell just took the lead. Sorry for that. Bell is now the new leader. Harvick short pitted, and that's why he was coming in so hot. I thought it was going to be a 3-car battle for the lead. So Byron had the lead coming into the pits. He was able to hold Bell off the entire final 5 to 8 laps of his tire stint. I would have to imagine Harvick's going to cycle ahead of Byron. Oh, yeah, easily. There's Byron coming out of the pits right there. Bell, is going to be in front of the 24 yet. Harvick short pitted quite a ways, though, before the rest of those guys. You saw how quickly he blew both around the 20 and the 24 on the outside. Bell's got one more stop. So does Harvick. Harvick may be the man to beat now, even though it was... Oh, we got a car spinning on the front stretch. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Stenhouse was spinning in the grass, well out of the way. Bell never had to check up. Nobody really had to check up. Bell's got to run to the inside of the 52. Josh Bilicki clears him down the back straightaway. Here comes Byron. Bell's going to stay wide. He's going to let the 24 car go.
One left.
He's on a mission and trying to catch the 4 of Harvick.
Clear. All clear.
Oh, my battery's low? When did it say my battery was low? If it said it just a couple minutes ago, then we're fine. We can get to the end of this race. I'll just load on the charger after the race is over. No leads, but he is giving up a lot of time to Harvick right now on those fresh tires. The question, though, is Bell going to be able to hold on to the lead when he pits at lap 351, or is Harvick going to get there before that?
Clear, clear.
I don't think Byron's going to get there before that third. He just got held up behind BJ McLeod at 16th up there. Like 2 minutes ago. Okay, yeah, we're good to the end of the race. This battery will last. They usually can last about 100 laps or so, especially on the intermediate, so we're fine. Restall Cup, welcome to the stream. Welcome everybody into the stream right now as we are cutting it down to the wire. Everybody's still one stop left at the end of the race. Christopher Bell's led about 40 laps so far today, and obviously is leading right now with 62 laps to go in the Coca-Cola 600. His final stop will be coming at lap 351. The rest of the field, they're going to have to pit. Actually, now that I think about it, they're going to have to pit 2 more times. Considering they pit about every 25 to 30 laps. Oh my goodness, Bell almost crowded Larson. Tried to get out of his way. Larson's rallied that car back to the top 10 now. Getting one of his 2 laps back, so he is now 1 lap down. And Denny Hamlin is back on the lead lap, also getting around Bell that last lap. Trying to get our first win on a 1.5 miles on this NASCAR 21 Ignition video game, and it's going to come in the custom schedule season for Christopher Bell. If he can get the win. And he is giving up a lot of time right now. Kevin Harvick, who is in 2nd place. Harvick is going to go for broke because he does not have a win yet this season. like to make the playoffs, and who wouldn't want to win a crown jewel event like the Coca-Cola 600? Also have that on the line. Joey Logano closing in. Bell's going to stay wide in turns 3 and 4. He's going to give up plenty of bottom for Logano to slice his way through. Now 5 cars are back on the lead lap. Logano 4 seconds behind the next car in front of him for position, which would be Denny Hamlin in 4th. No lap cars between those two right now as well. Joy to the inside out of nowhere. Ryan Blaney went to the top, got stuck behind Bell. He's in 7th. He is 2 laps down, trying to get 1 lap back. He actually, with Bowman behind him. And actually, that means Larson is 3 laps down, now 2 down. That would also mean Ryan Blaney is another lap down, I believe. But he was 2 down, now he's 1 down. So Larson would be 3 down, now 2 down. Blaney 2 down, now 1 down. Bowman back on the lead lap at 6. So now 6 cars are on the lead lap in this one. Bowman had a really fast car early. Does he have a chance still to win this race? The light pole has not gotten back in the car, no. The only glitch we really had with like the graphics of this game were the transition from the day to night when the lights on the actual track turned on. Like the screen flickered. And I thought my game was dying there for a second, and the screen flickered a couple times on our pit road entry of all times for that to happen. That was right around lap 150. It was like lap, I can't remember if it was lap 200 pit stop or it was a lap 151 pit stop, but somewhere around there. And then obviously the AI glitch when we pulled into the pit lane, we've spun on 2 occasions. Last 2 have been clean, especially the last one. The last one was probably the cleanest so far. Bell's going to need it to be clean this last time by. And I guess the sky's glitching in turns 1 and 2 still. Kind of blocked it out. It's not as bad as what it was at Dover a few nights ago, but that's kind of going on too since probably about what the lap 100 pit stop when that started. That was before the lights even came on and the sky flickered big time. Bell 5 laps away from his final pit stop of the race. Maybe the rest of the field can make it in 1 stop. I don't know if Harvick can, but Byron's been taking it quite a ways longer than him. I wonder if Byron might be able to make it on 1 more stop today. And if that's the case, it's going to be interesting. Who would win between him and Bell? You know Harvick has to pit 2 more times no matter what. What he's hoping for is he can get by Bell in the next 4 laps before Bell has to pit. For Harvick to have a good chance to win this race. Barring any cautions, which we are still caution-free over 500 miles into this 600-mile race. Only the 3rd race of 500 miles or more so far this season. The other 2 are on the super speedways in the Daytona 500 and at Talladega and the Geico 500. Still got to alternate through the different camera angles for about a dozen laps 1 more time in the race today, and we will do that after our final stop. He got really tight and had to lift off turn 2. He's really at the end of his tire run right now and is about as slow as he is going to be the rest of the race. At least until the last couple laps. Trying to stay wide out of the way. There goes Priest. Clears him off turn 4. BJ McLeod going to be next in line, followed by Alfredo and Galicki. Daniel Suarez in there as well. Bell purposely going to go to the outside in 1 and 2. Not only for clean air in front of him, but mostly to let these lap cars get by him. One of them, oh man, Alfredo pulled up right in front of him and Bell had to lift again there off turn 2. Suarez to the inside down the back straightaway. McLeod will take that lane into 3 and 4. Oh man, Bell pulled down into the 78 of McLeod and that ricocheted him into the wall. Bell luckily didn't cut a tire. I guess if he would have cut a tire, he could have just pit there instead of the next lap after this, but still would have had to limp the car all the way around the track. Would have costed him a lot of time. That costed him time as it was right there. Could have been worse. 50 laps to go now in the Coca-Cola 600 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Our first Coke 600 on the NASCAR 21 Ignition video game. This one taking place with our custom schedule season with Christopher Bell as our driver. Bell will pit this time by. He's got a lot of traffic behind him, so he won't get ran over here. No traffic around him at all, in front of him either. Bell to the bottom of the track will pit. Now just has to hope that the pit road does not glitch. Can't speed either. 45 miles an hour is the speed limit. He did not.
Leaders on pit road.
No pit road glitch this time either. It will be a clean stop for Christopher Bell and his crew. And now just has to stay out of trouble for the final 49 laps after exiting the pit lane. Looks to be a clean stop. No adjustments to the 20 car. They have not made any adjustments all day long. I have not raced at the Roval yet in this game. I think that race is coming up very soon on our schedule, though. Like 2 or 3 races away for this custom schedule season. Bell in 5th. 1 lap down, it looks like. William Byron has made his way past Kevin Harvick for the lead. Bell's got fresher tires, though, than the 24. 4-car Harvick still a couple seconds behind him. Bell getting up to speed into 3. Harvick won't catch him. And Bell's about 4 seconds behind Byron, but he's going to have about 20 to 25 lap pressure tires. Can Byron make it on one more stop, though, is the question. He's obviously ahead of Bell now. Bell will likely pass him before Byron has to pit again. But then Byron will try to run Bell down at the end of the race. Bell doesn't have to pit again. We know that for a fact. That's all tire strategy from here on out. And obviously, this race has to go green to the end as well for this to really play in Bell's benefit factor. Over drove 3 and 4 a little bit, enter lift. Flipping that painted line on the inside, breaking away the apron from the actual racing move to the track. Which is marks in 1 and 2 beautifully, though. You just see how quickly he is closing. Briscoe trying to get around the 24 car to get one of his 2 laps back. That's Michael McDowell, 8th place. He's 1 lap down. That seemed to be closing on in ahead. That would be a pass for position for Briscoe. Byron rather leads that lap at the line, but Christopher Bell is hauling his way into 1 and 2. He's going to go to the top, catching the clean air, blows around William Byron, new leader. Never mind, we're a lap down. Okay, so we were 1 lap down. Never mind, that was a pass to get back on the lead lap. Man, that's scary if Byron has to pit only one more time to the end of the race.
Still inside. Clear, clear.
If Byron only has to pit once,
Right
Bell just now got his lap back. Harvick just pit that last time. We know he has to pit 1 more after this. Yeah, the sky keeps flashing in turns 1 and 2. Lightning in the area, but we're going to race through it tonight. It's virtual. We can get away with it. So never mind. I thought we might have been on the lead lap there, but I guess that makes sense. We didn't have that big of a lead considering we gave up a lot of time on old tires before we pitted. Now, the car doesn't feel loose at all. Hasn't really felt it was loose in qualifying. I had a little too loose in the setup.
2 on the
there.
outside. You're 3.
Oh my goodness, 3 wide contact. Quinn Houck didn't have a lot of room. It looked like Newman was running Houck down, and Houck had nowhere to go but to run into the side of the 20 of Bell.
2 on the outside. You're 3. Got 1 right. Clear, clear.
Bell has made his way through. Not super cleanly, but he did make it through. At least this guy's not going. And we've had that issue before in this game. Byron just pit that last lap. It would have been lap 359 coming out of the pits. He's going to have to go 41 laps to the end. I don't think he can do it. So it'll be an official lead change back to the start-finish line. Christopher Bell leads with 41 laps to go in the Coke 600. Well, now it's pretty simple. Hope it stays green to the end, and hopefully everybody on fresh tires does not catch Bell. Probably catch him once before their next stop. Once they pit again after that, I think Bell's good to go to the end. It'll be Bell's first win in 5 races. Time for the largest increment in races that it took in between wins. But in this season, oh, little contact. Daniel Suarez coming out of the pit lane, got into the side of Anthony Alfredo. I think it was Anthony Alfredo. Actually, no, it was a 78 car of BJ McLeod. Alfredo was the front car in front of him. Now Suarez just about turned the 20 of Bell. As they were 3 wide off the exit of turn 4, Bell escapes through. Suarez on fresher tires, probably going to run Bell down the back straightaway.
Left.
Here goes Suarez down low. Bell lets him through. Oh man, Brendan Gaughan was there and Bell had no clue.
All clear. Got 1 left. Still inside.
Oh man.
All clear. Stay right.
Gregson knocks him again in the front stretch.
Still there. All clear.
Hope this game has a rearview mirror soon. I hope. He would not have made contact with Gregson that time. But he had a rearview mirror. I had no clue he was even on fresh tires. He'll keep struggling in the dirty air behind him as well. Pull out a line to the inside. Down the back straightaway, and he'll have that inside line into turn 3. Contact. Oh, we got some cars pitting up ahead. Oh, no. Bell's in the wall. He's blown a tire. Cars on the outside of the racetrack. He's going to have to pull to the bottom quickly. Trying to get out of the way, and he gets drilled. Bell is drilled again. He's stuck in the AstroTurf on the inside of the racetrack. Trying to get out of harm's way. He's got the flat tire.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Caution is out. Caution is out. For the first time in the Coke 600. Unbelievable. Lap cars were trying to pit on Christopher Bell. The game is glitching on us. One car is upside down. That's Kyle Larson.
Pace car heading in. Pace car heading in.
I don't know what's going on right now.
Pace car's coming out of it.
Okay, we're going to restart. Bell rather is in fifth. I think we still have a tire now. I think. I don't know. I think we got a tire down still. We do. It didn't even pit us. You gotta be freaking kidding me. 30 laps to go. Caution comes out. Cars tried to pit in front of Bell. He ran right into him. Gonna be no fuel on the pit stop. He's trying to get the car to turn. Just can't do it. It's gonna be right side tires only. Really hoping the left side tires aren't down, but I don't think they are. Bell into the pits. Oh, come on. Come on. Fuck! You gotta be... Oh my god! Cannot believe what is just transpired in the Coca-Cola 600 tonight. After 3.5 hours, Christopher Bell had gotten wrecked by lap cars. Caution came out. We pitted, but it didn't actually pit us. Therefore, still having the blown tire. Trying to get the car to the apron of the track to not wreck the entire field who was coming up on him. Hey, he's still drifting up the track. Whatever. I tried. It disqualified us. 38th. I couldn't get the car to turn because of the blown tire. I pit and they didn't pit us. Now we get a caution. Whatever. My God. We won. I mean, we had the win. We had the win. We had the lead. They probably were going to cycle around us, but they were going to have to pit in the final 15 to 20 laps still. And I guarantee they would not have gotten back around us the next time. I just don't think it would have happened. We would have won this race. And instead we finished 38th because of black flag. And... not to mention, but there were only like 25 cars that were still in the race in general, so we shouldn't have even finished 38th. We should have finished like 25th. And now we can't even look at the actual finishing results. We might be able to sit here to the end of the race. I mean, we're close enough to the end. We might as well just sit here. Let the race finish itself out. I mean, you gotta be joking. I don't think I've ever gotten that mad on the channel before. You've gotta be joking at what just happened. With 30 to go. I mean, they just brake checked right in front of us, which caused the wreck to begin with. Because they were coming into the pits. I had no clue that we were even gonna see pit stops there. Because they were pitting within like 25 to 30 lap increments. That would have only been like a 20 lap increment. Unless they pit like right when the fuel window opens in this game, which, you know, now thinking about it, that would make sense. But at the time, I didn't know that they did that in this game. Well, now I know. But even still, like, I had no clue that they were pitting. What was I supposed to do? Run the high side the rest of the race because I didn't know when anybody was going to pit? Restarting now. I'm not going to restart. We were literally racing for 3.5 hours for that to happen. This was probably going to be the longest race in the channel's history if we would have made it to the end. We're going to score ourselves in 25th tonight because if we DNF, so be it. But I'm not scoring myself at 38th for points. I'm scoring myself 25th, which is where we would have been if we were the last car that DNF there. No clue who's going to win this race now. Looks like Kevin Harvick is leading. Byron was, in second. If Harvick wins, he's going to be locked into the playoffs. I don't know what I don't know what we're supposed to do right now. If we could just sit and wait it out. I mean, they got to be close to the end. We DNF, like right there, as you see, 29 laps to go. They've been running around for a few minutes now. They've probably only got like 15 to 20 laps left. There's still going to be like 7-8 minutes we're just going to sit there. I cannot believe that happened. Like, I felt like probably the most normal mile and a half race we've ever had in the game on the channel. And we ended up getting 2 cautions late. One for us wrecking out, and then, well, one before we actually wrecked out, the one that totaled the car. Then we tried to pit, didn't register. And, at bare minimum, the crash happens, we finish 5th. We still get a top 5. It sucks that the win got taken away. But then we get black flagged for having a right front tire down, which I pitted under the caution. We shouldn't have had a tire down on the restart, but because of the game glitch, we had a tire down. Then I tried to just pit after the yellow. Okay, so we finished like top 10. Then it didn't even let us pit, and I could not turn the car. I was down to, I don't know what the speed was. I got drilled, but I was probably 30, 40 miles an hour trying to turn the car with a blown tire. That's just... These patches game. Why is this not patched here? Why? It's been 3.5 weeks. Not 1 week, not 2 weeks, not 3 weeks, but 3.5 weeks. Can't believe that just happened. Yep. I think we need to back out, restart the game. I don't feel like sitting here, even if it is only a few more minutes. Pushing button. Yeah, nothing works. Except for the pit thing. I think we're just gonna have to close the application, go back in, run a couple laps. We'll have to run a couple laps and then just see the finishing results. I'm gonna score myself in 25th. I think you have to finish 2. Yeah, that was another thing I was kind of thinking about in my head, at least, Reese. I probably would have had to somehow cross the finish line too, but I couldn't. For obvious reasons. Wow, I mean, that's just that's a heartbreaker of all heartbreakers for Christopher Bell. I mean, that looked like a sure lock for the 5th win of the year. And it was a great race until that. Until the final 30 laps. It was just a phenomenal race, really. I mean, just think if that was any other race, we would have gotten to the end of it. If we didn't win, we're in the lead at the time of the end. I mean, this is the longest race of the year, 600 miles. We made it over 550 miles before that crash happened. Like the intro. The graphics of the intro are pretty cool, but the music's kind of cringy, I'm not going to lie. I'll unmute it now. Just didn't want to get copyrighted there. And we'll finish this race out. AP Sports, welcome to the stream. It's times where the game can be really good and challenging, but the problem is once a caution comes out, it just messes the game and becomes terrible. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's what happened with us here. I cannot believe that. I mean, we had, in my opinion, this was going to be the greatest race that we've had on the channel yet. It was going to be an oval race, of all things, with this game. I mean, it was shaping up to be pretty good finish, but I'm pretty sure we would have held on with our strategy, but instead, I mean, we got wrecked. I mean, the only reason the caution even came out is because we got wrecked. And then when the caution came out, as AP Sports mentioned, that, yeah, it just was bad. Sorry for cussing. I do the live commentary on the channel all the time. Obviously, I did a great job of the realistic live commentary throughout the course of the race until that happened. That just ticked me off. Like, that just should not have. I very rarely cuss, especially on the channel, and I think we've done it like 3 times in the last couple days alone. This one was just a crappy situation. Well, we're going to finish this race out.
Welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway for one of the most prestigious races of the season, the Coca-Cola 600 here in North Carolina, the heart of...
Only going to be a couple laps remaining. We're not gonna like ride around necessarily, but I am going to at least try to finish 25th. I'm gonna try not to wreck the car too, but you know, bare minimum though, we will have a 25th place finish today with Christopher Bell. But 8 laps to go, I guess, following that final caution. We're about to see who is going to win the 17th race of the season and who will win the Coca-Cola 600. Staggered start there, at least in the rear of the field. No way of really telling who is in the lead. Didn't even check the lineup. I think they will fix the game. Not all of them. I don't think they'll ever fix all of them. They should have fixed, like, the speed glitch especially. But that and just like, you know, the smaller things you would think they would have had it fixed by now. The bigger things, it might take more time. I get that. We're 3.5 weeks in, as of the PS4 at least. There has been no patches since the opening day release.
Last 5 laps.
So 5 laps to go in the Coca-Cola 600. A 3.5 hour race tonight from the time we DNF. Just kind of running it out here to the end. Daniel Suarez is a big loser in that. Considering Bell would have DNF, Suarez would have likely had a top 10 finish. Now instead it looks like he is going to finish outside the top 35. Where he is running currently.
Got one right.
Yeah, Bell, though, looked like he was going to win, and his top 10 streak's
Clear.
going to come to an end. He's going to finish 25th tonight. Gonna hurt the regular season point standings. He's got 4 wins on the year, so he's locked into the playoffs. But 9 races to go until the playoffs start. Playoff points are awarded to the top 10 of the regular season standings. Way to go this time by. It's like there's really just one car that's kind of pulling away from the rest of the pack right now. I really hope Byron or Harvick or even Hamlin win the race just because they were the next closest to me. Logano was pretty close too. He was also on the lead lap. Bowman was also on the lead lap. If any one of those 5 win, they will have deserved it anyway. But if anybody outside of those guys win this race, it's going to be another randomized finishing order, just like we had at Coda in the second race of the season. Cody Ware was able to get the victory of all drivers.
Got one right. All clear. Car right. Clear, clear.
A white flag in the air, 1 lap to go.
All right, hold your line. Clear, clear. Car right. All clear. Clear all around.
Looks like I'm going to be able to drive past probably McDowell, and that'll be it. Tough break for McDowell as well. He was in the top 10 earlier on in the race.
Clear all around.
He's going to also finish outside the top 30. Checkered flag in the air on turn 4, and this is the finish of the Coca-Cola 600. This custom schedule season for NASCAR 21 Ignition. Christopher Bell will bring it home 25th with the DNF tonight. I know it scores us 33rd, but 25th, where we'll mark ourselves. Everybody behind us will just get moved, ahead of us between 25th and where we finished this short, condensed race. Will just be moved back 1 position. Kevin Harvick finishes 17th, Byron 11th. I mean, they were the top 2 outside of us. Denny Hamlin does go on to win the race, though. It's his 3rd win of the season. 2nd Crown Jewel win of the year for Denny Hamlin. He won the Daytona 500. Now he wins the Coca-Cola 600. Ryan Blaney ends up P2. Tyler Reddick, who seemingly DNF'd earlier from the lead, finishes 3rd. Martin Truex Jr. 4th. Brad Keselowski rounds up the top 5. Bubba Wallace finishes 6th. Chase Elliott, who also DNF'd, presumably now finishes 7th. Joey Logano 8th, Matt DiBenedetto 9th, and Eric Almirola rounds out the top 10. But man, tough break for Byron, Harvick, especially Bell. At least Hamlin won. Again, he was in 3rd after we wrecked, so I don't think he was going to win, but I mean, at least he was up there in contention. After the last caution, maybe he could have gotten around on the restart. That's possible. So I guess Hamlin winning, it wasn't that bad. It actually probably could have happened. But outside of him and Logano, none of the other guys finished in the top 10 that would have actually been in the top 5. Man, oh man, oh man. Well, that was something. That was something. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I will see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the next race. It will be at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Pennzoil 400 on NASCAR 21 Ignition. We'll try to get our first win on a 1.5-mile race on the season. Thought it was going to be tonight, but, it just, I guess fate didn't have it our way. AKA, the game didn't have it our way because of the glitches, but oh well. Thanks for sticking it out tonight. 26 likes on the stream right now. I think I got to hit the like button myself, so that'll run it up to 27 as soon as I end it. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Again, as always, I will see you guys next time.